Good evening. Welcome to North Lenoir High School, live in the swamp for the first Eastern Carolina Conference game of the season. I'm Graham Hill alongside me.
Parker Mitchell.
And this is the New Snooze Game of the Week, and we are very happy to be here right now in some kind of rainy weather. I think it's really setting the tone of this game because this is a very big-time game between the Greene Central Rams of Snow Hill and the North Lenoir Hawks right here in Wheat Swamp of LaGrange.
I mean, really, I was out there earlier and I got soaking wet. I just had to use the bathroom. It was crazy. But again, you know, the excitement's in the air. You hear both teams out there yelling whenever they were practicing. I mean, the hype built up to this game outside, and now they're showing it on the field already before the game's even started. I'm ready to roll. These players are ready to roll. Graham?
This has really been the conversation of the week. I mean, from my friends that both go to Greene Central and North Lenoir, this is all they've been talking about is this game. I mean, they have been talking about how excited they are, how ready they are, and so far the hype's looking up as the crowd's starting to fill up here in the swamp. I mean,
exactly.
I think it's going to be a great turnout. Even though we did have some rain, it's not keeping the fans out of the stadium. And hopefully by kickoff time, they said it was only going to rain for about 45 minutes. So it looks like it's going ahead and moving on out. But, I mean, now this is really going to play a huge part in this game with kind of the soaked field, and both teams really have good running games, especially North Lenoir, and this is really going to play a factor to North Lenoir.
I mean, when you look at North Lenoir's season, the run game, I mean, it's you hear live or die by the three. This is live or die by the run game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really. Only 4 pass attempts all year. I don't know a team that's ever done that before.
Their first pass attempt came against Southern Wayne. That was their third game of the season. And after that, you know, they started slowly bringing the pass game a little bit into the game. And actually, against East Carter, as the North Lenoir Hawks are making their way in front of the crowd here, a new tradition that Jim Collins has started, walking in front of the crowd, and you're starting to hear the Hawk faithful make some noise and welcome their Hawks as they get ready to take the field against their cross-county rival, Greene Central. Now, Parker, that's what we were talking about. 4 pass attempts all season. Last time the Hawks played here at North Lenoir was against East Carter, and that game took place last Tuesday. And actually, that game was a part of a 3-game stretch that took place in 8 days as they defeated East Carter, but they actually went 1 for 2 in that game. They attempted 2 pass plays. The first pass attempt was an incomplete, but then the second pass attempt was good enough for a touchdown. So we're starting to see the passing come out a little bit, but I'm sure Jim Collins is, you know, he's going to go by the same. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And he's definitely not going to change the run game scheme. We're going to be seeing that a lot, especially with field conditions here tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing either when it comes to this. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? And last week, East Carteret was blown out by North Lenoir, 47-0. I mean, what better game can you get from your team than that?
A shutout victory on a Tuesday night, and the second game of that 3-game stretch like we talked about, they were forced to play. That game was a makeup game that got canceled due to Hurricane Dorian, but Jim Collins really talked about how proud he was of his team for how hard his defense played in that game to be able to shut out East Carteret and get a win. But for the Greene Central Rams, they also got a shutout victory this past Friday as they defeated their rival, Farmville Central, to 29-0 victory. And first-year head coach Jay Wilson talked about how proud he was of his defense with shutting them out. And one thing that's been so effective and sort of a motivation for Greene Central has been what Jay Wilson has established as the turnover chain.
Yeah, whenever it comes to Greene Central, I mean, that's all I've heard about is this new turnover chain that Jay Wilson's introduced to the team. I think it's a great concept. It reminds me of college football with Miami and their turnover chain. I think it's a great addition to the team, really. I mean, it adds character to the team. It's not just high school football. I think there's more to it now than that. Like it has, you know, there's more pride into the team itself and players.
And that's where he said he got the idea from, was from the University of Miami, bringing that out. And he said he really wanted to use as a motivation factor for his defense to really have something to work for and something to be proud of. And one thing that I like about that is Jay Wilson's the one that puts the turnover chain around his players' neck whenever they come up with a big defensive play, because he wants it to be able, by doing that, he wants to be able to say, hey, I'm proud of you. You earned this. And I think he's doing a great job with that.
And for the players, I mean, that's where I've heard all of the hype around this turnover chain from. I mean, they'll flex it on social media, and I mean, it's just something that I think the players enjoy just as much as everyone around watching them get that turnover chain.
Well, in that game against Farmville Central, that turnover chain was running wild.
Oh,
8
yeah.
forced turnovers for the Greene Central Rams, 5 fumbles, 3 interceptions, including a pick 6 by number 11 Lamar Pritchard, who's going to be a key player to look out for this Rams team tonight.
And that's the iconic picture I saw on social media of him flexing with the turnover chain. I mean, again, it's just added so much more character to Greene Central itself. Hopefully they can come up with the upset tonight. I mean, you know, this is a big game for Greene Central and North Lenoir. There's a lot of high stakes. There's no telling what's going to happen tonight, Graham.
Absolutely. Greene Central is coming to this game 2-2. Jay Wilson, first-year head coach. He coached a little bit on JV, but got moved up as the main varsity head coach after Nick Wooten took the coaching job at Havelock High School. But Jay Wilson knows, you know, defeating Farmville Central kind of got the hype going. You know, when you defeat your rival at home and especially shut them out, that gets a little bit more of the fan support, especially considering they lost their 2 first games.
Exactly.
But they were able to get a win against Easter Wayne, an 8-6 victory. You defeat Farmville Central, and now if you can come over to North Lenoir tonight and defeat this undefeated Hawks team, that is really going to get the crowd behind you.
I was about to say that Farmville Central game broke them even. They were back at 2-2, and I mean this will make them 3-2, back in the winning side of the column. So definitely a big game for them tonight too to try and upset North Lenoir.
And with how big of a game this is exactly why we wanted this to be our first News game of the week this season between the Greene Central Rams and the North Lenoir Hawks. We want to thank all of you for tuning into our live stream. None of this would be possible without you guys. So please like, share, comment on this broadcast or this live stream. I should say I've been so used to doing live audio, but we were doing something that has never been done in Lenoir County history about live streaming this game. And this would also not be possible without our great sponsors. So let's go ahead and thank them real quick.
All right.
First, I wanted to say thank you to Magic Mile Screen Printing Company. It is a customer service-focused apparel screen printing and design shop based in downtown Kinston, North Carolina. They specialize in screen printed apparel and high-quality designs for business, nonprofit organization, schools, churches, bands, charity events, and more. They can use your artwork or their in-house graphic artists will work with you to produce a one-of-a-kind design for your apparel and your brand.
They offer in-house design and proofing, and they have wholesale accounts with a variety of vendors, allowing them to offer large selections of shirts, brands, styles, and colors. They can produce up to 4 color designs from front to back, sleeve, chest, pocket, prints.
Magic Mouse Screen Printing Company works hard to produce the highest quality apparel with unique and original customer designs. Check them out at magicmouseScreenPrint.com. And our News Game of the Week is brought to you by Magic Mouse Screen Printing, and our sponsors in part by for the News Game of the Week is Lenoir Community College. LCC Quick Jobs Programs provides training so you can get to work in less than 6 months. And because LCC partners with area employers, you can find not only a job, but a new lifelong career. Jobs currently in demand include heating, ventilation and air conditioning, electrical wiring, energy distribution systems, manufacturing, truck driver training, and welding. Tuition assistance may be available as well as nationally recognized credentials. It's a new year and a new you. Let LCC empower you to get the job and career you've always hoped for. To learn about quick jobs, call 252-527-6223, extension 714, or enroll at lcc.edu/quickjobs. We also want to thank our other sponsors in part by. The News Game of the Week is sponsored in part by Downey's Protection Systems. Headquartered in Kinston, Depps has provided peace of mind to residential and commercial customers for over 30 years. Learn more about Depps at www.deppsnet.com or by calling 252-518-5160. Again, that's deppsnet.com, and tell Depps that News sent you.
And don't forget about the News newsletter. If you have not subscribed to the News newsletter, then you are missing out. It is free, and it's in your inbox at 7 a.m. every single day. It is full of today's headlines. Go to newsnews.com to subscribe. All right. If you are an entrepreneur, a social media manager, or a marketing professional, you need to be at the SM3 Social Media Summit in Kinston on October 5th. We have speakers from across the state who will talk about how to go viral with your videos, how to sell, how to market your brand, creating a social media calendar, and more. Go to sm3summit.com. That is sm3summit.com.
Once again, we want to thank Magic Mouse Screen Printing Company, LCC, and Depps for being the sponsors of the News Game of the Week. And Parker, I mean, I'm telling you, the hype. We're talking to Jim Collins yesterday. I asked him, what's going to be the final thing you tell your team to motivate them before they take the field tomorrow night? Asked Jay Wilson the same question of Greene Central, and you know what they both said?
What is it?
They don't have to remind their players of how big of a game this is. I mean, you got North Lenoir undefeated for the first time in program history with a 5-0 record. Greene Central 2-2. They're coming in here trying to pull the upset. I mean, it really does not get much bigger than this.
I think we're going to have the national anthem right now.
And we're going to have the playing of the national anthem here in the swamp. It is Friday night here in Eastern North Carolina, which means high school football is going on, and boy, do we have a game for you. The Greene Central Rams versus the North Lenoir Hawks, as now the two captains from both teams will be making their way out to center field to meet one another for the coin toss. North Lenoir in their charcoal gray uniforms with the Kelly Green riding along with the white helmets with the Kelly Green, I guess you'd say, Hawk wings on the back. Those are new uniforms or new helmets that they brought out this year. The Greene Central Rams in the white tops with the charcoal gray pants to match the North Lenoir Hawks.
Both teams are swagged out tonight.
And they'll have the royal blue helmets with the classic GC on the side. The captains are now meeting, exchanging handshakes as they get ready for the coin toss. Parker, let's talk about one thing. The run game for North Lenoir. What do you think Greene Central is going to be doing to try? Do you think they're going to try to match, or do you think they're going to try to use their own system of pass plays to score touchdowns against this Hawk defense tonight?
Well, now that it's cleared up, I don't think it's raining. I definitely think the air raid's a possibility, but you never really know. All year it's kind of been up in the air. There's no telling where it's going to go from now, honestly. I mean, they're going to have their own system. They're going to try and win it out, but we're just going to have to see what happens tonight. I mean, this game is going to be full of a bunch of the unexpected, honestly. I mean, both teams are doing great this season. Record, put that aside, all right? Both teams are skilled great.
As the captains for the Greene Central Rams will run to the left of us to meet with the rest of their teams. Of course, the North Lenoir Hawks run to the right side, right up to the wood in here in the swamp as the two teams get ready to take the field. And the Greene Central Rams with Snow Hill will take the field first. And to the right of us, the North Lenoir behind the banner, welcome to the swamp, that says Spear the Hawks on it. Get ready to take the field.
Your North Lenoir Hawks.
Welcome back here to the News Game of the Week live at North Lenoir High School inside the swamp as we are getting ready for kickoff here. The Greene Central Rams won the toss and elected to receive the ball. So it looks like they're going to try to put points up early here in the swamp and put North Lenoir on their backs early as the Hawks take the field, and we are ready to go.
I'm at the edge of my seat. I think everyone else is right now, too.
Well, there's nobody sitting down right here in the
everyone's
stadium.
on their feet. But that's what you like to see at a football game like this, especially with all the hype building up. This is the time to show like your full spirit for this team, these teams.
The Greene Central Rams come into this game with an overall record 2-2. Of course, the North Lenoir Hawks 5-0 for the first time in program history, and they look to defend that title tonight against the Greene Central Rams. Number 20, Michael Moore, set to kick for the Hawks, and it looks like we're going to have, I'm trying to get a number, that is going to be Brian Cassis in the backfield for the Rams to receive the kick.
All right.
And there's the kick in hand for the Rams as he's going to get out to about the 30-yard line before he's brought down for a short return. And here comes the Rams offense on the field for the first time tonight. This Greene Central Rams offense led by junior number 12, Cole Dawson. Cole Dawson played 1 year of JV football at Parrott Academy, transferred to Greene Central last year, got moved up to the varsity squad, got a couple of plays, but now he's taken over as the lead player and the leader of this team for the Greene Central Rams. Cole Dawson will line up in a shotgun formation, and he'll have one man to the right, over the right of his shoulder. Calls for a man in motion. It will be a high snap. We'll hand off, and right away the North Lenoir defense is going to shut him down.
That defensive line for North Lenoir is something else. You have Chris Russell up there, defensive tackle Chris Russell, and I mean the rest of them. I mean, loaded up. That's something you're going to have to look out for, this North Lenoir defense. I think they're a little underrated this season. I mean, just a great, well-rounded defense North Lenoir has this year.
So that will bring up a 2nd and 13, ball on the 27-yard line for the Rams. Dawson comes back in the huddle after receiving the play call from the sideline. Here comes the Rams offensive line to the ball. Dawson will go back into shotgun formation, line up in the similar play that they did last time, another back to the right of his shoulder. He'll motion another man over. There's a snap and a handoff once again. And this time a little bit more running room than they received last time, but still a long ways to go. This will be a 3rd and long situation coming up for the Rams.
North Lenoir's defense hold out strong pretty early. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them.
And they're going to say there's going to be a no gain on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 13 for the Rams. And North Lenoir's defense has a chance to go ahead and force an early 3 and out and then let that North Lenoir offense take control of what they're going to try to do best, and that is chew time off the clock with that run game.
I mean, what do you do on a 3rd and long? This is a big decision for the Rams. I mean, they don't want to start off with a 3 and out. It's a big decision.
It's still sprinkled a little bit here, so I don't know if you'd want to attempt a pass play, so they might go to a run. Shotgun formation, Dawson drops
It's a pass
back.
play.
He is going to go for a pass. Now he's going to roll to the right side. He's going to be sacked and brought down by number 51, Nick Man. Actually, the ball popped out, but I don't know if his knee was down.
I'm thinking his knee was down before the ball came out.
Well, Chris Russell was running to the end zone like it was a fumble.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to say his knee was down, so that's going to bring a 4th down. But either way, the punt squad is going to have to come out for the Rams. 51 senior Nick Mann, a big defensive lineman for the Hawks, and one of those leaders that Jim Collins has given such praise about in his senior class, coming up with a big sack there for the Hawks.
That's something big for this North Lenoir team. All the great seniors that have stepped up and took charge. That's another point Coach made about them.
So here comes the punt coming up for the Rams. It's going to be
and
now it looks like they're going to fake it. Now he goes into a rugby punt. He's going to send that straight up to the air where it's going to drop about the 40-yard line. There's going to be no Hawks around there. And I'll tell you what, the Hawks pick it up then they're going to take it right at the 40-yard line. I'll tell you what, that snap was kind of lofty up in the air, and that really forced them to do a rugby-style punt that I think messed them up because that ball was shot up straight in the air and got little to no distance at all.
That would have been bad for the Rams if they would have got to him, which they almost did. I wasn't sure at first if they had blocked it, but he was able to luckily get it out. It was, I mean, that's 20 more yards that North Lenoir's got a gain, so it worked out.
Here comes the Hawks offense out on the field, led by number 10 senior Filippo Suarez at quarterback. He'll line up in shotgun formation. We'll have 3 bats behind him, and he's going to hand it off right up the middle where it's going to be kind of a dog pound to see if they can get him down the ground. They finally stop him. Going to give him about maybe a gain of 2, but I don't think he got any on that play.
Yeah, I mean, that play got me too. I really wasn't sure who got the ball.
That was an interesting lineup, having those 3 backs line up behind Suarez. And now it's going to set up for 2nd and 7 here. So Parker, keep in mind, this is one thing I want to take notice. There's currently 9:20 on the clock for the Hawks as they start their second play of this drive. Let's see how long they chew time off the clock. Suarez
with those
hands
3
off to
back.
number 23, Malik Jones. Jones will roll out to the left side where he'll get about a gain of maybe 3, but a flag does come down on the play.
With that lineup, it's hard to tell who the ball's given, who's giving the ball to, and I think that is a smart decision from coach because it's hard for me to keep up with where the ball's going. The only reason I know is everyone's corralling that one little spot.
And it looks like the penalty is going to be against the Hawks. I believe they're going to call it an illegal chop block. Spaz going to push the Hawks back here for this 3rd and long situation coming up with 9:07 left to go in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, it is scoreless here in the Swamp. 0-0 North Lenoir with their 3rd play of their starting drive here in the game. The Hawks defense forced an early 3 and out for the Greene Central Rams.
Greene Central Rams might force an early 3 and out right here for the North Lenoir Hawks.
Well, the ball is going to be on the Hawks' 49-yard line.
That was a 10-yard penalty, it looked like.
Actually, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That's going to bring up 3rd and 22.
North Lenoir's in a sticky situation right now.
So here comes the Hawks up to the line. Same formation, except this time Suarez is going to line up under center. 3 backs still behind him. And he's going to hand it off to, once again, Malik Jones is going to roll out to the right side and get just about across the 50 before he is pushed out of bounds.
3 and out for both teams to start the game off. I mean, that's something both coaches don't want to see, but
well, Suarez is staying out there. I don't know if now he is coming over to the side. Well, he's going over to Jim Collins, and Collins is talking him real quick. I'd say it'd be about 4th and 20 coming up for the Hawks, and it's right on the 50-yard line.
Filippo's coming back out.
I
think they're going to go for it.
I think the Hawks are going to go for it. They're going to do a high risk, high reward right off the bat here to start this game on their opening drive. 4th and 20, ball on the 50-yard line. 8:24 left to go in the first quarter. Here comes the Hawks trying to get a huge play right here. Suarez hands it off, and he's going to give it to Aiden Kilpatrick, a big contributor for the Hawks offense in this run game. That's a sophomore, and he'll carry it to about the 47-yard line before he's brought down. So the Rams defense gets a huge stop there on 4th down and gets their offense back out on the field.
No pass plays from North Lenoir. Not a surprise.
So here comes the Rams offense back out on the field. And Parker, I want to get your opinion real quick on that previous play. Or actually now, it's 4th and 18. Now they're going to punt it. I guess we had a delay on the change of play there.
I'm honestly not sure what just happened. That was
well, nonetheless, the Hawks punted away, and the ball took a drop at the 35-yard line and then rolled to about the 28-yard line. Well, now the Rams offense will officially take over on the field.
2 3 and outs to start for both teams. I'm not sure how to comment on that. I honestly don't know what happened.
That might have been our mistake of just getting the plays confused, or it might have been a delay on the scoreboard. But either way, it doesn't matter because the Rams offense is back on the field for their second drive of this game. So Dawson comes back out. He'll line up in shotgun formation where we'll have 2 bats line up right over his right and left shoulder. And now he'll motion a man out to the left side. He's going to hand it off, and there's some good running there. There's some good running there for the Rams, and he's going to break free.
Out. He's
and
breaking
there we
out.
Go, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. And the Rams are going to draw first blood here against the North Lenoir Hawks.
I mean, it looked like just another typical up the middle run, but he kind of cut to the outside, and I don't think North Lenoir was expecting it, having all their pressure on the inside. With that, with North Lenoir not expecting that, Greene Central gets their first score of the game in their second drive of the game.
That was a great run there by Hezekiah Pagan of the Greene Central Rams. That's going to be about a 80-yard touchdown run.
Greene Central's pulled off the first score of this game.
And that is huge for this visiting Rams team to go ahead and get the momentum going their way. I tell you what, all it took was a little bit of space and some good running room, and the Rams were off to the races to score that touchdown.
Rain is not an excuse here, as it's officially, I won't say it's dry on the field, but
And it looks like the Rams are going to go for a 2-point conversion as Dawson will hand it off. The Rams player over to the left side, and he will get in there to convert on the 2-point play and make it 8-0 for the Rams here early.
Not a surprise here from my perspective. You know, North Lenoir, I think they're just going to respond right back. Both teams very run-centric and defensive-centric styles here.
So off a great run play by the 5'10 senior number 3, Ezekiel Pagan, the Rams are able to score. And then off a great conversion play for 2 points, the Rams now have an 8-0 lead here in the Swamp with 7:08 left to go in the first quarter.
If I were North Lenoir now, this is where I would really want to try and get the run game going, switch a couple things up. I mean, like Coach said, he wants to adjust as we go through the game, take it play by play, quarter by quarter, game by game. So, I mean, what I'm excited to see is what adjustments he will make to, you know, make sure they don't have another 3 and out like they did last run.
So the two special teams will come back out on the field as the Rams prepare to kick the ball back off to the Hawks after taking an 8-0 lead here. And Parker, we talked about how well the run games look for North Lenoir. The run game looked excellent on that touchdown play that they scored off of.
Yeah, North Lenoir, I think they just got to get back into the rhythm of it. I mean, that's what every team goes through. You know, this is the beginning of a game. I'm sure there's nerves. This is a big game. These are big moments for these players.
So here comes the Rams as they prepare to kick the ball off. The Hawks will have 2 men in the backfield ready to receive the kick. The Rams will be doing a straight line drive kick, and it's actually going to take a couple of hops. And it's going to go into the backfield past number 24, Savion Grant, and he's finally going to pick it up at the 5-yard line. He's going to be brought down just over the 10-yard line.
Not good field position for North Lenoir there.
North Lenoir is going to be starting this next drive with their backs up against the wall, close to their end zone.
That's something, again, that's just another mistake. That's something you don't want to see, which that ball is going to be slippery. It's been raining out here, like we said, and, I mean, there's a couple sprinkles here and there, so it's going to be a problem through this game.
Well, let's see how this Hawks offense can respond after the Rams score first here. The Hawks will be backed up to the 15-yard line to start this next drive.
Definitely a moment for the Hawks to make a statement right here and, like you said, respond to that first score. 8-0, Greene Central's up.
So Suarez will line up under center. He has no man spaced out to the left and right side, so he will hand it off. And the Hawks are going to go over to the right side, and they're going to be brought down for possibly no yards there, as he absolutely went nowhere before number 59 of the Rams, Jaden Willis, was able to get there and bring him down to stop that run play.
North Lenoir starting to look like they did last drive, just, you know, trying to do these inside handoffs, and it's not working out so far.
So here we go, 2nd and 12 for the Hawks coming up. 6:33 left to go in the first quarter. Suarez running back up to the huddle as he prepares to give the play to his game, or to his team, I should say.
Big moment for the Hawks right here.
Suarez will line up under center again. He's going to have 2 men spaced out to the left of him, no man to the right. Suarez hands off. And once again, they take the run right at the middle before they're stopped automatically before they can get any gains of yards there.
Again, another no gain. It's not looking good for the Hawks right now this early. The run game is not working, and I think it's time for them to resort to something else. This Greene Central defense really showing out right now.
That's now going to make it 3rd and 10 for the Hawks coming up here. Ball on their own 15-yard line.
3rd and long. What are the Hawks going to do now?
Parker's going to be very interesting to see what they do here on this upcoming play.
I think every play so far has been just an inside handoff, and the Greene Central's defense is kind of having it easy right now.
The Hawks attempted one outside run before it was stopped, and Swab is now going to pitch it to the outside, rolling out to the right.
Getting up.
Getting some space. That's going to be
Wow.
number 23, Malik Jones, on the carry. And it looks like he's going to be brought down, but he gets a little bit more room before he's knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And Parker, I believe that's going to be good enough for a first down for the Hawks.
That's it right there. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking, what I was trying to get across. Like,
A flag actually is down in the backfield. So we're going to see how that factors to this play. And it's going to be against the Rams as the Rams defense is backing up.
and
So
again,
that makes it even better for the Hawks. You get a first down, then you get a penalty to help you get a couple more yards.
I know that was a good run right there, and again, this is what North Lenoir is known for. They're running, and this is something they're going to have to. There we go.
So North Lenoir gets their first down of the game.
First down.
And they are now going to have the ball on the 38-yard line with 5:19 left to go in the first quarter, trailing 8-0 against the Rams.
Like you said, look at the clock. That's going to be something you got to pay attention to.
And the ball actually was moved up to the 50-yard line after that penalty. So Swabbers will line up under center. They go back to that three-man behind him formation. Swabbers fakes the first handoff, and now he gives it to. I was looking at number 4. I thought it was Najee Kuntz carrying it, the star player for this Hawks run game, but they rolled out to the left side for a short gain of yards there.
Yeah, looking about a gain of 3, another decent run right there. Like Coach said, I mean, on that first down play, that's what.
2nd and 7 coming up for the Hawks. 4:40 left to go in the first quarter. Suarez coming back from the sideline, gets in the huddle. And now, Parker, you have the ball in Greene Central territory. What are you going to do here next?
I mean, look, you ran from the outside once, and that worked out so good for you. I mean, well, they are going back to the 3-man behind.
And that's going to be
False
a
start.
false start for the Rams. The fake snap playing into favor for the Hawks there.
I know another game or another penalty on the Greene Central Rams. But if I were in Greene Central's territory right now, I think I'd stick to just driving the ball in. I mean, that's what you got to do. That's what you've been doing all season. Why change it now?
So that's now going to put the ball on the 41-yard line. Suarez lines up under center. He'll hand it off. There goes the man up the middle, and he's going to get a couple more space for a little bit more running room. That's going to be a gain of about 5. And that's going to be good enough for another Hawks first down. Now the North Lenoir offense starting to heat up here with their running game as they now have great field position as they're keeping this drive going with 3:55 remaining in the first quarter.
A good central for Greene, or good question for Greene Central is, I mean, what do you do to respond here when they line up in that 3-man formation? I mean, you don't know where that ball is going. You got to be prepared. You got to be on your toes.
Suarez lines up under center. There's that 3-man formation behind him like you were talking about. He's going to fake the first hand on. There's some running.
He's getting away.
By Malik Jones. Malik Jones ball carries the ball over the 25-yard line before he's brought down just shy of the 20. Good for another Hawks first down.
You could tell that play really confused Greene Central's defense. And, I mean, again, I'm up here. It's hard for me to tell where that ball's going up until you can finally see him carrying the ball. Great play from North Lenoir.
Malik Jones, a junior running back for the Hawks. He's another contributor that gets a lot of touchdowns and a lot of touches for those Hawks in their run game that they, I tell you what, just play so well.
Yeah, the safety was able to get a hold of him right there at that play. If that safety weren't there, he'd be in the touchdown. He'd be in the end zone right now.
1st and 10, 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Suarez lines up under center. This time he'll have 2 backs behind him. And now he'll keep it himself on a quarterback keeper as he tries to route to the right side, then cuts up the middle, and then gets absolutely hammered by a wall of Greene Central defenders.
They swarmed him that time around.
That's going to bring up about 2nd down and 8 for the Hawks coming up here. Ball on the 21-yard line.
I guess the easy part for Greene Central is it's most likely going to be a run. Now, again, that formation, it's throwing everybody off. I feel like. I mean, Greene Central may get lucky, and they have. I think these first couple of drives, but now North Lenoir's breaking free.
Well, that's one thing Jay Wilson was talking about when his Greene Central Rams are watching film on the Hawks, is that they line up in so many different ways. Even though they are a running team, it's hard to figure out which play they're going to do with how they line up.
They are passing the ball.
Side. He's going to throw a pass, and that's going to be almost picked off for the Rams. It was bobbled up by 2 defenders, and a man died for it, but couldn't get to it before it landed on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed North Lenoir's 5th pass attempt of the season. I mean, I'm honored to be here and see it myself. I thought it was a myth.
And even though it was an incomplete pass, keep in mind that East Carteret play. In that East Carteret game, they had 2 pass plays and went 1 for 2. So who knows? Maybe we could see another pass play coming up for a touchdown in the Hawks' favor.
3rd down coming up for North Lenoir.
I was surprised by that play action call, though, that Jim Collins rolled with.
I know. It probably caught the Rams' defense off guard, like they're actually passing it.
3rd and 9 for the Hawks. Swab is going to fake one handoff. He's not going to give it to
Najee
Coots. Najee Coots is going to break free and be brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. And Parker, either way, I don't know if he got the first down. I believe he was just short, but either way,
I think they're measuring it right now.
I think you go for it either way on 4th down.
I mean, if you're going to go for it 4th and 17 or whatever that was, I mean, 4th and
It's
1, 4th and
inches. 1 coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just go for it, man. This is an important game. You're already down. Tie it up.
And even if you're not able to convert here, you'll put the ball at about your own 13-yard line for that Rams offense to come back on the field. But nonetheless, here comes the Hawks going for it on 4th and 1. 1:05 let it go in the first quarter. Suarez under center. And I think he tried to get him on the fake snap, but the Greene Central defense did not fall for it. He's going to keep it himself and just drive his way through to get the first down.
I think
He's
they
still
got
going.
it. I think he's got it. Inside the 10 now for North Lenoir.
Well, he was just shy of the end zone. I thought he was brought down, but then Felipe Suarez got a little extra push from his offensive line, and I thought he was going to break free for a touchdown there.
For this run-centric offense, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see everyone pushing and making those extra yards happen.
1st and goal for the Hawks on the 3-yard line. Trailing the Rams 8-0, but they're looking to break that 0 that's on the board. Clock is running. The Hawks are discussing the play.
Exactly. The Hawks are going to run that clock down as much as they can, and that's what they've been doing all year. I'm going to stick to the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that's what North Lenoir is doing.
2 men in the backfield. Suarez under center. There's a snap. He's going to keep it himself once again with the quarterback keeper, and I think he gets in for the touchdown. Or actually, he might have been pushed out. No, I think the Greene Central defense did a great job of stopping him before he got in the end zone. That quarterback keeper, with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and I think that's going to be the last play here in the first. And there you have it. That is the end of the first quarter. The Greene Central Rams up 8-0 over the North Lenoir Hawks.
One thing you pointed out before this game started, North Lenoir is going to keep your defense out there and get them tired, and that's exactly what they've been doing. They started this drive around 5-minute mark, and they finished out the quarter with the ball right inside the 10-yard line.
Be sure to follow the hashtag NooseNewsScore on Twitter for all your local updates on high school sports. Of course, we have Brian Hanks here, along with Linda Whittington Photography, getting great pictures of the action down the field. For Washington at Kinston, we have Junior Smith III with Bud Hardy Photography there to get action shots of the game. South Lenoir at West Crane, we have Lika, a baby, and then at
Lika Abibi.
Lika Abibi. Sorry, Lika, that's my mistake. And then at Pinetown North Side, they're taking on Jones Senior. We have Rudy Coggins. And then at Halifax, taking on Bethel Christian Academy, we have Keith Spence. And then a couple of teams that have byes this week are Parrott Academy and Aiden Grifton. The Patriots defeated John Paul Catholic School last week, 50-26. The Aiden Grifton Chargers defeated the North Pitt Panthers, 44-12 last week. But for all the action and updates on tonight's games going on around the area, be sure to follow hashtag NooseNewsScore.
I'm excited to see what North Lenoir's got going on. We're third and goal, I want to say.
I believe it's going to be second and goal.
Second and goal, okay.
This North Lenoir team did not win a single game last season, but they returned a huge senior class and also a bunch of starters, 8 starters on both offense and defense, and that helps you a lot.
I know, completely flipped the script this year. And here goes North Lenoir.
Second and goal for the Hawks. Suarez tries to keep himself again, but we wrapped up and brought down from behind, but not before he gets in the end zone for a touchdown.
North Lenoir gets their first points of the game. North Lenoir was able to respond, and that's something you want to see from a coach's perspective. Sticking to that run game, wearing the clock down, and getting the touchdown.
So off a 2-yard run play by Felipe Suarez on the quarterback keeper.
There goes Gil Respis, the principal for North
Lenoir.
Lenoir.
There's a discussion going on the field. A couple of Greene Central defenders are saying he did not get in. But a head official is walking over to the press box, is holding his hands up, saying that he did get the touchdown. And I think it is good.
Times like this, you wish you could review the play to get it right, but unfortunately, we're covering high school games.
They're going to give him the touchdown, and it looks like the Hawks are going to try to match up Greene Central and go for it on a 2-point conversion coming up here.
Go big or go home. I mean, that's your motto.
The Hawks trying to make a statement here saying, hey, you might have scored first and got a 2-point conversion off of us, but guess what? We can do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Suarez under center. This time he has about 4 men lined up in the backfield now. He'll hand it off.
And he's got it. 2-point conversion good by North Lenoir. The score is now 8-8.
That was number 4, Najee Kuntz on the carry to get that 2-point conversion for the Hawks. So the Hawks are able to match up the Rams, and we are even once again here with a tied score of 8-8, 11:54 in the second quarter.
Now another question you want to bring up, I mean, what is Greene Central going to do now? The run play obviously worked good for them last time. They didn't get a lot of time off the clock, though. I mean, that's what North Lenoir's good for. They ran up a bunch of time off the clock, and now Greene Central's got to respond. I mean, what else can you do?
And one thing that's kind of been another change, not just in the season that the Hawks have turned around, but the Hawks' typical hashtag they've had all up through the years, respect the flight. It's now fear the flight. And talking to a couple of players yesterday, they said, well, at this point in time, we don't have to respect nobody. And with the way we're playing, every time we face somebody, they better fear us.
Another big story. That's great. I mean, I've always heard the saying "respect the flight" this whole time. The whole time I went to North Lenoir. Another big story involving Greene Central, though, Jay Wilson's first season as a head coach. I mean, I think he's made such a big difference here in the program.
Jay Wilson was a defensive back for North Carolina A&T, as Micaiah Starkey's going to call a fair catch for the Rams. But Jay Wilson knows football, and so far he has his Rams in a pretty good spot. They're even at 2-2, but
2 difficult games, I think, to start the season off. I mean, but they were close.
Well,
they were close.
First game of the season, they take on a great 4A opponent in South Central. Played their hearts out, but came up just short in a 29-28 loss. And then they play CBA Cock in their home opener. Another tough team. Fell to them by a final score of
We're getting to it.
40-24, but then they gained their first win against Eastern Wayne by a final score of 8-6 in what was a defensive battle. And then, of course, they had the shutout victory against Farmville Central last week, as Cole Branch will hand the ball off, and their carrier will be number 5, Devo Pickford, on his first carry of the night. He'll roll out to the left side, but will be wrapped up before it. And actually, he'll have a loss of yards on that play, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 13.
Not a good play to start the drive off. I mean, they try to hit what they did last time when they scored, and he was able to get to the outside, but North Lenoir was prepared.
North Lenoir's defense has been another big improvement this season. A lot of their games last year, they would almost allow every single point to score 20 or more points on them each game. There's the
Another
play by
handoff.
the Rams. Another handoff from Cole Branch to his running back, and it's going to be another short gain. That might get the Rams back to the original line of scrimmage.
Two bad back-to-back plays. Greene Central's got to capitalize on this 3rd and long, or it's going to be another 3 and out for the Rams.
10:56 left to go in the second quarter.
The Rams holding on to the ball a lot more this time around, though, keeping the defense on the field a lot longer.
Rams offense discussing the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up for the Rams. Or actually, they're saying it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8.
Cole Dawson, shotgun formation, empty backfield. He's looking to pass. He's going to throw it to the left side, and he's going to
it's
connect the
complete.
man. That's going to be good. Run out to the right side, to the 35, to the 30. He has some space, breaks loose from one tackle and brought down just over the 30-yard line.
Around the 27-yard line. That was a good pass play right there.
As that was number 2, Zakeviel Smith on the carry for the Rams. And a huge first down gain, as now the Rams have it in North Lenoir territory once again.
A beautiful pass and a beautiful catch right there. Cole Dawson was able to put it right on the spot for him.
And Jay Wilson talked with him yesterday. He really praised his junior quarterback, Cole Dawson, and how much he's mature, how much weight he's put on, and just how his football IQ is starting to improve every single game that they play. And you saw it right there. Was going for a pass attempt, held the ball for a little bit, and found a man just wide open in the middle of the field. First down for the Rams, ball on the 28-yard line. Cole Dawson, shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to number 3, Hezekiah Pagan once again, and he'll run out to the left side and then cut back up to the middle before he's brought down at about just shy of the 25-yard line.
Going back to that pass play, I mean, it catches you off guard. You don't expect a lot of passion to go on during this game, especially with both of these offenses and how they roll. But it's exciting, It's just something you don't expect.
And with the rain that we had prior to this game, you would have thought you would have seen Greene Central run it a lot more, but now Greene Central's offense starting to catch fire. And one thing that I've heard, when Jay Wilson gets hot, when Cole Dawson gets hot, it's hard to cool him down. 2nd and 11 now for the Rams. Dawson will line up in shotgun formation. He has a man just over the right shoulder. Calls for a man in motion. Now he'll hand it off. That will be number 22, Jaden Tyson on the carry, and he'll get it just over the 20-yard line before he's brought down. And one thing that I'm starting to notice with this Greene Central offense in their run game, they're starting to change direction of fields a lot of time. They're going from left to right, right to left, right to middle, kind of taking a play on North Lenoir's book and changing their run scheme.
Yeah, just trying to change it up and throw North Lenoir's defense off. And they're with them running the ball as much as they are, they're keeping the defense on. They're managing the clock a little bit better. And just like the last go around, they're able to pull it off.
And now the chain game will come out here at North Lenoir to get the exact measure right. And see where the ball will be spotted at. Interesting fact, the last time Greene Central played here in the Swamp, they lost 60-21 in 2016. Then 2017, North Lenoir went on the road to be defeated by Greene Central. And then last year, Greene Central and North Lenoir played their game at Kinston High. That game was supposed to be played here at North Lenoir, but it got moved due to field conditions that happened due to Hurricane Florence. So last time the Rams played here in the Swamp, it wasn't too pretty, but they're trying to rewrite history here tonight and pull one of the biggest upsets so far this season.
I was about to say it's not looking like the same game as it was 2 years ago, but, 3 years ago, wow.
My junior year of high school, your sophomore year.
Time
and of course,
flies.
on that team, that was the last time that North Lenoir went to the playoffs. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Rams. 8:49 left to go in the second quarter. Dawson shotgun snap.
Low snap.
But he can't get it. Falls on the ground to recover it. And a bad snap there by the center, and that's going to bring up about 4th and 7 coming up for the Rams. And that's one thing we talked about with how these wet field conditions can play a factor in the game. To me, I think it probably was a good snap. He just got a little bit too under it and probably dragged it across that wet field, and that's why it was so low. And Cole Dawson did a great job of falling on it before that Hawks defensive line could jump on it.
And that defensive line is something scary, I'm going to tell you. But that was a good recovery right there by Cole Dawson. And with the conditions like they are, that ball is going to be slippery. You got to be careful with what you're doing.
So the ball was moved back to the 25-yard line after the loss of 6. But the Rams defense is going to go for it on 4th and 7. Dawson, shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, throws over to the left side, has a man that was breaking off for a one-on-one situation, but a Hawk defender went down. I think the receiver of the Rams just got a little bit tripped up, and that's why he couldn't get to it.
Yeah, that was an overthrown pass right there by Cole Dawson. And
But
the receiver just wasn't able to get to the ball in time due to the player falling down.
the Hawks defense comes up with a big stop there, and now that's going to bring their offense back on the field. And once again, getting the ball with about the 7:48 mark. That was the same time that they got the ball in the first quarter. Let's see if they can take this drive and cut it all the way down towards halftime.
Exactly, and this gives North Lenoir another opportunity to run that clock down, keep that defense on the field longer, and wear them out. That's exactly what they're known for doing. Let's see what they do here. That three-back formation again.
The ball on their own 25-yard line. Suarez under center. He'll hand it off.
Oh, a good run right there for North Lenoir to start the drive.
That will be Malik Jones on the carry as he takes it right in the middle and is brought down just shy of the 35-yard line.
Again, with that formation, North Lenoir lines up, and it's hard to tell where that ball is going to go, and it throws Greene Central's defense off. With these short gains, too, it's just going to wear your defense down throughout the game. They're going to be fatigued, and it's not going to be good for Greene Central if they can't get North Lenoir off the field quick.
And those three backs that they have in the backfield is really tripping up this Greene Central defense. I mean, it really is hard to tell who they're going to be handing the ball off to. And actually, the Hawks' offense is moving backwards. I guess a flag was thrown after the play. A penalty was thrown against the Hawks, and that's going to move the ball back to. Let's get the official spot here.
Let's say they're still moving the ball. It's going to go back a long ways.
That's going to move it back to about the, I want to say, 13-yard line of the Hawks. So now the Hawks offense is pushed up right against their end zone, and this will be huge if that Greene Central defense can come up with a turnover and bust out that turnover chain for the first time tonight.
I know they're looking forward to it. They want to bust it out, but North Lenoir is going to do their best to try and prevent that. Again, North Lenoir is going to want to keep that defense out and let them get sloppy with what they do. The more tired you get,
and now North Lenoir is going to call a timeout here.
First timeout of the game called for North Lenoir at the half.
Ladies and gentlemen, at halftime, the class of 2019 North Lenoir Athletic Hall of Fame will be introduced. They are Dan Humphrey, Yvette Greene, Tamika Wiggins, and Jimmy Wynn. They will be recognized tonight at halftime.
And, of course, we couldn't do our New Snooze Game of the Week without our sponsors. The New Snooze Game of the Week is presented once again by Magic Mile Media Screen Printing. Of course, Lenoir Community College and Down East Protection Systems. Thank you guys for being official sponsors of the New Snooze Game of the Week.
We couldn't do it without you.
And actually, looking back on that 2017 loss that the Hawks suffered at the hands of Greene Central on the road, Greene Central got some huge revenge as they defeated them 61-22 in the last time the Hawks traveled to Greene Central.
I mean, they did what North Lenoir did to them the year before. I mean, it's a back and forth between these two schools. It's fun to watch.
And, of course, last season, the Hawks were defeated once again by the Rams in a final score of 42-26. But they're trying to defeat the Rams here tonight in the first game of conference and remain undefeated. as they are now facing a 1st and 25 situation as Suarez will pitch it to the outside. And that will be Kilpatrick on the carry, and he'll get just a short gain to get the Hawks offense out of that end zone. Or back up, get the Hawks away from being backed up in their end zone. .7:03 left to go here in the first half.
And North Lenoir just, I mean, I'm expecting a run play right here, honestly, from North Lenoir. They don't change it up. A good outside carry could really do something here if they use the opposite side of the field, the right side.
Suarez in the center,
going.
fakes the first handoff.
Stopped short of the, well, it was a short gain on the play.
Gives it to the man as he tried to escape to the right side of the field, but not before he was tackled just about his ankles and brought down. That's now going to bring up a 3rd and long situation once again for this Hawks offense.
Yeah, Greene Central played it really close to the left side, and I think Filippo was just trying to capitalize on that open right field, but it wasn't able to do so.
And this is one thing head coach Jay Wilson said that he wanted his Greene Central defense to do is put North Lenoir in these 3rd and long situations so you can kind of try to force them to pass. Suarez, there's a snap, and now it's going to be a run carrier who's breaking out to the right side and is getting a couple more space, and he's going to get past the original line of scrimmage before he's brought down. But still a long ways to go if he wanted to get that first down.
Was a good carry there by North Lenoir.
That is going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Hawks. 5:50 to go in the first half, and that's going to send out the punt team.
Not what North Lenoir wanted, but that penalty really put them back. They could have had the first down and really drove the ball down that time around, but it just didn't work out for them this time around.
Number 22, Jose Sanchez, comes on to punt for the Hawks. And in the backfield, ready to receive for the Rams, that's going to be Pagan. As I believe a false start penalty was called against the Hawks.
Pushing them back further.
Well, that's actually a little bit beneficial for the Hawks. Sanchez ready to receive the snap. There it is. There's a kick. Line drive punt. That's going to go right to Pagan. And Pagan drops it. And I tell you what, the Hawks just stormed down there trying to pick that ball up, but luckily enough, he had one of his Rams teammates right there to fall on it before the Hawks could scoop it up and possibly take that thing back for a touchdown.
Smart by North Lenoir's team to try and capitalize on him dropping the ball.
So that offensive drive only took 3 minutes off the clock for the Hawks. And now the Rams defense will take over at about their own 42-yard line. Dawson, shotgun snap. He has 2 men lined up to the right, 1 lone man lined up to the left. He'll hand it off. That's going to be Pagan once again on the carry, and he's going to get right up the middle, and it's going to be brought down, but not before he gains. I think he got good enough for the first down. But they're going to spot it just short of that first down mark, so that's going to bring up possibly 2nd and 1.
Greene Central capitalizing on that first run of the drive. I mean, that's what you want. Well, not of the drive, but of the 4-play series. You know, you on that first down, you really want to get the ball down. If you can't get that first down, you really want to make some yards up.
And they now have the ball in Hawks territory once again. 2nd and 1, Dawson, shotgun formation. Will hand up to Pagan once again, who will cut to the left and then take it up the middle. And this time he does get the first down.
First down for Greene Central. Another right up the middle play.
So the Rams gain the first down. All tied up at 8 apiece here at North Lenoir in our Noose News game of the week between the Greene Central Rams and the North Lenoir Hawks. Presented by Magic Mile Screen Printing and sponsored in part by LCC and Depps. First and 10 for the Rams, ball on the 43-yard line. Here comes the offensive line. Dawson will line up in the shotgun formation once again. This time we'll have two backs directly over his left and right shoulder. Two-man line up to the right, one lone to the left. High snap, but he is able to get into the hands of Pagan, who rolls out to the right side. Tries to cut back, but is brought down at about the 42-yard line.
Try to hit the outside right there to the right of him, but didn't work out this time as North Lenoir was ready.
Your attention, please. Will all Hall of Fame inductees please report to the steps by the flagpole and at the side? Hall of Fame inductees, please report to the steps by the flagpole at this side. Thank you.
So 3 minutes remaining in the first half. 2nd and 8 for the Rams. All tied up at 8. Dawson, shotgun formation. He has one lone receiver to the left, three receivers jumping up to the right.
He's
And
looking back to
to
pass.
throw. He's going to go to the right side, and he's going to overthrow it. It was almost in the hands of Devo Pickford. But Dawson, it looked like just threw a bullet there and kind of put too much speed on that for Pickford to get control of it.
And again, with these weather conditions, the ball's going to be on the ground whenever it's snapped. It's not going to leave the ball in the best condition to throw it and catch it. So
And that makes it hard for receivers to catch it.
Exactly. Good effort there, though, by Greene Central as they did have him wide open. He was in a good position to catch that ball. Just couldn't capitalize on it, and it slipped out of his hands.
3rd and 8 for the Rams. This time they have one lone receiver to the right, and they have about 3 jumping up on the left side. Dawson drops back, looking to throw once again. He's going to have a
deep
one-on-one
pass.
situation. And
Oh.
North Lenoir almost comes up with the interception.
Popped right back out of his hands.
And on that coverage for the Hawks, that was number 4, Najee Kuntz. He's a key player on both the offense and the defensive side.
The last 2 games, he has had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I mean, what more can you get from a player offensively and defensively? I mean, he was News Player of the Week.
This past week,
This
yep.
past week, yep. Well earned, by the way. Congratulations.
And the Rams are trying to get something out of their key player on offense, number 11, Lamar Pritchard, but great job by Kuntz of breaking up the play, so now that's going to force the Rams to punt as Smith will come back, and that is going to be Justin Cobb in the backfield ready to receive, and actually it's going to be a rugby punt. I think a Hawk got a hand on it, but nonetheless, that's going to be Logan Bigler who picks it up at about the 20-yard line. He will bring it up for a short return before he's brought down.
It was just like their last punt attempt, kind of sloppy. It's just a weird way to get the ball out. They got it out, though. Wasn't touched.
And a game like this where it has been raining, honestly, the pressure, it makes it hardest for the punter and the kickers.
Exactly.
So North Lenoir will take over on their own 24-yard line, 2.5 remaining in the first half. Suarez under center. 3-man behind him. And he'll hand it off to Malik Jones. And Jones is cut it right up the middle and was almost barreled over a Greene Central defender. Almost flipped over him, I should say. That was a great run play, though, by the Hawks there. 2:18. The Hawks get the first down off that pass play, and they go right back to the run game. But this time they get little to nothing there. Najee Kuntz, they're trying to get him some touches on the ball and get him heated up, but so far this Greene Central defense has done a great job of shutting him down.
Both teams defensively have been doing great. Now, it's up to North Lenoir. They can manage the clock, and they've done it before. They got to do it here if they really want to pull out, because this defense, this Greene Central defense, is ready, and they will capitalize on any vulnerable spot in North Lenoir's offense they can.
As the ball is taken just past the 4-yard line on the run play. He's going to make it about a gain of 3, I want to say, and bring up 3rd and 5. With 1.5 remaining in the first half. And if you're North Lenoir here, you want to score going to the locker room. Since Greene Central received the ball to start the game, you're going to get the ball back to start the second half. if you can score here and then on that opening drive in the second half, score once again, that's definitely going to put the Greene Central defense on their heels.
And that'll definitely, you'll have a lot of momentum going on North Lenoir's side, and that's what they want going into halftime.
But first, they have to convert on this 3rd and 5 situation. Suarez under center. He'll have 3 men behind him in that typical formation. And now Jim Collins will call a timeout.
Using their second timeout of the half.
And while we have a chance, we want to go ahead and thank our News production team for helping us out here tonight. We want to give a special shout out to Brandon Potter, Chris Decker, Travis Town, Kajay Cobbs, and Magic Mile Media and News owner BJ Murphy. Some other thank yous we also want to give for helping tonight's broadcast be a success is Lenoir County Public Schools Superintendent Brent Williams, Assistant Superintendent Nick Harvey, North Lenoir High School Principal Gil Respis, Lenoir County Public School Network Engineer Cameron Decker and Chris Decker, North Lenoir High School Athletic Director Jackson Massey, and North Lenoir Head Coach Jim Collins and Chrissy Collins. It takes a whole village to pull up a broadcast like this, doesn't it, Parker?
It really does, and if you guys could see the work that goes in behind this, you'd be really impressed with what we've done. I mean, this whole setup right here wouldn't be possible without these guys, and we appreciate them so much for them to allow us to come in here and broadcast these games.
Be sure to like, share, and comment on this live stream. News game of the week between the Greene Central Rams and the North Lenoir Hawks. Suarez hands it off. He's going to give it to Jones once again, and Jones will get it.
Looks to be a first down.
Looks to be a first down. He was knocked out of bounds at about the 50, but I think he was able to get the first down there. As now the clock has reached under 1 minute here in the first half.
Yep, first down on the play.
And the good thing is with Kyle being able to get out of bounds, that does stop the clock.
Again, that's another example of North Lenoir controlling the clock right there. They're definitely going to want to speed it up a little bit, though. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they'll resort to passing.
They still have a long ways to go here if they want to score a touchdown going into halftime. They got to get the ball past center field. Suarez fakes the first handoff, gives it to the second man, tries to take it right at the middle, but it's going to be brought down. And now that clock's going to be running with 47 seconds left to go in the first half.
Coach Collins does have one more timeout if he wants to use it before the half, but I don't know if they're going to let it run or... It looks like they're going to let it run.
Well, they're certainly not going into a hurry-up offense here as the clock is now at 30 seconds remaining.
But that's another example of Coach Collins being comfortable with his team, comfortable with their pace, and them controlling the game. As he said, he relies a lot on these seniors, and they've matured, and they've really shown to be true captains this year in leading this North Lenoir team.
15 seconds left to go. This might be the last play of the first half here. Suarez hands it off, and he's going to be... Actually, he keeps to himself. He faked the hands off to Kuntz, and now he'll roll out of bounds, stopping the clock at 6 seconds, and gets out just about the 45-yard line. So Filippo Suarez faked the handoff to Najee Kuntz, but was able to keep on the quarterback run and got out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So 6 seconds remaining in the first half. And this time, this might be the last play of the first half.
Remember to check out hashtag News Scores on our Twitter page at News. You can get all live updates from the scores.
And Suarez hands it off to Kuntz that time, or actually that was Cobb. And it looked like he was about to break free as he was wrapped up about the ankle, but he was stopped, and that is the last play of the first half.
But yeah, back to hashtag News Scores. You can check out all games around the county through News Scores on our Twitter page at
Parker,
News.
let's get an update on those scores.
All right, I'll check it out right now.
As we have reached halftime here in the Swamp, all tied up at 8 apiece here between the Greene Central Rams and the North Lenoir Hawks. And so far, it has just been a battle of the run game between these two teams. Greene Central, a few pass attempts. North Lenoir attempted one pass that did fall incomplete. But other than that, ball stayed on the play.
We have our first update of the night. 30 minutes ago, Junior Smith posting that Washington is up against Kinston 7-6, 19 seconds. He didn't put a time, but 19 seconds left in the second. My bad.
Well, nonetheless, it is halftime here at North Lenoir in our game of the week, and we'll take a break here as the Hawks and Greene Central Rams are tied up at 8 apiece. And let's thank our sponsors one more time before we head into break. We want to thank Magic Mile Screen Printing for being the official sponsor of the News Game of the Week. And we also want to thank our sponsors in part by Lenoir Community College and Downey's Protection Systems for helping make this broadcast what it is. But nonetheless, it is halftime here at North Lenoir, all tied up between the Greene Central Rams and the North Lenoir Hawks at 8 apiece. This is the News Game of the Week. Welcome back to the News Game of the Week, presented by Magic Mile Screen Printing, sponsored in part by Lenoir Community College and Down East Protection Systems, as we are live at North Lenoir High School, where the North Lenoir Hawks and the Greene Central Rams are in an uphill battle right now, as they are tied at 8 apiece right now as we begin to start the second half. And Parker, what were some of your thoughts that you saw so far in the first half?
The defense for both teams really showed out this the first half. Nothing could really get anything going with the running game. Greene Central did have a couple good plays that were able to put them ahead of North Lenoir a couple times, but besides that, it's really just, like you said, it's an uphill battle for the both of them. These two teams are real defensive minded, and I mean, you can't expect too much. It's run plays, really. I mean, Greene Central did mix it up, and North Lenoir, I will give them credit. They threw their fifth pass of the season, but Greene Central...
It was incomplete, but still, you threw your first pass of the season.
Threw their fifth one, threw it. I think we got a lot more game ahead of us. This could go either way again. I mean, and that's what I've been saying from the beginning. This game will go either way. I'm excited to see what will happen from North Lenoir side and Greene Central side. It's going to be a good one, so you want to stay tuned.
Well, talking with Jay Wilson and Jim Collins, they said this is going to be a game of defenses.
Exactly.
And the way these two teams play, of course, North Lenoir, the run game, Greene Central, they pass a lot more than North Lenoir, but they also have a good run game in itself. So
that run game got them that first touchdown of the game, too. So.
And you're right about that. So you knew that it was going to come down to what defense can, uphold their own, and, how fast can we get the other team's offense off the field. That really has been the key strategy so far for both teams. The North Lenoir Hawks were able to force one turnover for the Greene Central Rams. It was a fumble, but it was recovered for the Rams. North Lenoir, they had no turnovers, but they have a lot of run games that they have probably built up over this first half.
Yep. And like I said, I'm just excited to see what will happen between North Lenoir and Greene Central this second half. I mean, this game has had so much hype around it, and I'm gonna be honest, it's living up to the hype. I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I want the clock to run out now, and let's get started.
Now, if you're sitting at home and you're just tuning, you're thinking 8-8, is that really that exciting of a game? If you're a fan of defenses, then yes, the defenses for both teams have just been strong so far to start this game. But this is not the only game that is going on in our area. We have a bunch of other games going on. Let's take a look at what's going on across Lenoir County and around other areas.
If you have a Twitter page and go to hashtag #NooseNewsScores, you can pull up games from all over the county where our members of our team are out looking at different games. Right now we got Rudy Coggins at Northside versus Jones Senior. Northside's up 49-0. Jones Senior, bless them. They really do have. It's
They're a team that just doesn't give up, though. They have so much heart.
They do fight, and that's what we love about them. Washington at Kinston. Washington's leading 7-6. Another low-scoring game in the county for there.
Washington looking to pull in another upset. I mean, Greene Central can beat North Lenoir tonight. That's one upset. Washington's trying to prove an upset of their own.
And Junius Smith is at that game. Keith Spence giving us an update from the Halifax and Bethel game. Halifax is currently up 12-0 to Bethel. Now, this was 46 minutes ago. It hasn't been updated, and I will do one more check. There's no other updates besides 12-0 Halifax is up. But again, go to hashtag #NooseNewsScore. And all the members of our team will be able to update you on all the scores as recent as possible as they can.
And we want to thank everybody for tuning into tonight's live stream, the first ever live stream on the News Through Facebook page, and honestly in Lenoir County. And we want to thank you guys for being a part of history. So be sure to like this live stream, comment, and share it with everybody else, as we need to get as many people watching this live stream as possible for the outcome of what's going to be a very fun ending to a very fun game between the North Lenoir Hawks and the Greene Central Rams.
Exactly. You got an exciting game ahead of us. I mean, if I were at home, I'd stay tuned in right now. This is something that could go either way. I mean, no team is letting up defensively. And, what else? What else are you going to do? Come on. This is going to be a good game. Stay tuned.
Well, Greene Central did win the coin toss to start the game, and they elected to receive, so they will be kicking off to the Hawks. Real quick before they kick off, Parker, what's the key strategy for these two teams to finish off this game with a win?
Stop the outside run. I mean, that's how North Lenoir and Greene County have been able to take advantage of these defenses. That's what you got to do for the rest of the game. I mean, obviously the insides worked a little bit for North Lenoir, Greene Central not so much, but for North Lenoir as well, you got to watch out for those passes. They've caught them off guard. Each time they could have gotten a decent pass in, but...
And there's the kick from the Rams to start the second half. It's going to be a low bobbling kick that is going to get just about to the 50-yard line for the return. And the Hawks offense will step back out on the field. They had the ball to end the first half, could not come up with a score, and they look to redeem themselves and take the lead here. Felipe Suarez coming back out, the senior quarterback for the Hawks. He did a great job of really controlling his team's tempo and their gameplay in the first half. Let's see what he can do here in the second half as they'll start this first drive of the second half on their own 48-yard line.
That's what North Lenoir's good at doing. They're good at controlling tempo, and that's what they're going to do to you.
1st and 10 for the Hawks. Suarez under center. He has two backs in the backfield, and he'll do a fake handoff. He tripped me up there. And that's one thing the Hawks have been doing such a great job is I thought he handed it all to Malik Jones, but instead he gave it to Aiden Kilpatrick. And Aiden Kilpatrick, even though he's a sophomore, Coach Collins gives him praise for how much reps and how much touches and how much he contributes to the Hawks' running game success.
Exactly. He's a great player. And, you know, with all these threats at the running back position, it keeps Greene Central on their toes. This defense is going to be run down, and they have been run down, keeping the time management good on North Lenoir's side.
No gain on the play for the Hawks in that last play. Suarez will now pitch it to Kilpatrick, and he'll roll it to the left side and get just past the original line of scrimmage and will be brought down right on the 50-yard line.
North Lenoir trying to take advantage of the outside right there, and it wasn't able to work out for them.
And one man that I think really needs to start hitting up for the Hawks if they want to start, breaking some scores here is Najee Coons. He's had a few carries but has gotten absolutely nowhere. Greene Central's defense has done a really great job of shutting him down.
And that's what you got to do when you have a threat like Najee Coons. I mean, you got to stop him. And they've been able to stop everyone else, including him. I mean, North Lenoir's been breaking out a little bit, but, again, nothing too big.
3rd and 7 for the Hawks, 10.5 as the second half has just started here in the swamp. Suarez under center. 2 men in the back. He'll pitch it. And actually it's going to be another pitch as they're going to flip the play and now cut up the middle. And will be brought down just shy of the 45-yard line. So a reversal on that play, trying to trick up this Greene Central defense on that 3rd and long situation.
Like I said, it's not only tripping up the defense. I'm getting tripped up myself. It's hard to keep up with the ball and see where it's at, which North Lenoir is doing a good job of.
So now 4th and 5 coming up. Ball on the 47-yard line of the Rams. And Felipe Suarez is going back out there, and it looks like the Hawks are going to go for it. I honestly don't disagree with this play. I mean, if you punt it, you risk the chance of it going in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, I mean, that's what North Lenoir's been doing this whole night, doing these 4th down attempts. And
4th and medium play, you might as well go for, and that's what we'll do here. And now a flag is going to be thrown, and that's going to be a false start against the Hawks, I believe.
Yeah, no delay of game up for the Hawks.
And now you will be forced to punt this.
Yep, it's going to bring them back, and they're bringing the punting team out now.
So the Greene Central's defense gets lucky there as they're able to escape off the field due to the penalty caused by the Hawks offense. I tell you what, game awareness, it will cost you with those delay of game penalties.
They want to try and control the clock, but at the same time, that's one of the risks that they have with spending so much time on the offensive side.
Pickford in the backfield to receive for the Rams. He'll let it take a bounce, and he'll let it just roll past him. That's going to take a good roll as it's finally going to stop at about the 12-yard line.
Good punt right there from North Lenoir. But this is a good opportunity for Greene Central's offense to take advantage of North Lenoir's defense. But North Lenoir's defense, they're far back. They're going to want to stop them. It's just an exciting game to watch.
The Greene Central Rams with 10 seniors on their team. North Lenoir with 12 seniors. Both programs with strong senior classes. And both strong quarterbacks as Cole Dawson is back out on the field to lead this Rams offense.
like we said, Cole Dawson getting a couple passes off in the first quarter or first half.
And a flag is out on the field, but the play hasn't even started. I think it's going to be a sideline warning against the Hawks. Those Hawks play on the sidelines. I think they were just down there trying to cheer on the Hawks defense, but they got a warning for it as Dawson now handed off, and he's going to give it to Pagan, who's going to be wrapped up and brought down immediately for little to no gain of yards on that play.
Yep. Besides that one breakout play, the run game for Greene Central hasn't been the best tonight, and I can say the same for North Lenoir. They really have been struggling running the ball. Both sides of both teams have been struggling.
Well, it's obvious that both teams have done a really great job of watching film up to this game and knowing what kind of schemes and what kind of formations that they line up in. They know what to go to stop it, and that's what they've been doing a great job of so far. 2nd and 9 now for the Rams on their own 15-yard line. Dawson, shotgun formation, 2 backs to his left and right shoulder, and he'll hand it off to the right back, and that will be Pagan once again, who's going to get smushed down once again by that Hawks defense.
Again, he was complete. That was smushed down. Yeah, that was a phrase I've never heard before. But yeah, he was completely stopped there. I don't think there was a single gain on the play. Good defensive play right there from North Lenoir.
And now there is an injured Ram player down on the field.
Looks to be whoever ran the ball.
That's actually going to be number 2, Zakeviel Smith, and Smith, a huge contributor. Or actually, I don't know if that is Smith. I'm trying to get the exact number.
I can't tell either.
Player's laying on his back, so I can't tell who it is.
At first, I thought it might have been Cole Dawson. I'm not sure.
Well, I see it too, but it's not Zakeviel Smith that's down. That might be Cole Dawson that's down on the field for the Rams.
He just ran the ball. Again, this is something nobody wants in a football game. Everything we want it all to be clean.
Especially when it's your quarterback, too.
Exactly, and he's been having a decent night. Again, he's getting the ball to his targets. It's just with this rain, it's difficult for his targets to actually get to the ball, and he hasn't had a completion tonight.
The Rams are already out. The Rams are already without their star player, Knowledge Branch, who was preseason ranked in our News poll to be the offensive player of the conference. And that's one thing that has hurt the Rams offense in some of their past games, and now head coach Jay Wilson is taking a jog out there. And it was actually number 7, Taylor Dawson, the offensive lineman that was down the field, but he is up on his feet and will slowly walk back over to the sideline, but it is good to see him get back up under his own strength.
Yeah, so Cole Dawson is still in the game. We got that one wrong, but
I saw it too. That was the only thing I could see, and he was the only one out there besides Smith, who I knew wasn't down. So,
but like we said, he's up now, and he seems to be doing better.
Well, Dawson is
probably
over
a little
to the
shaken up,
sideline, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now, coming up for the Rams. 8:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the 15-yard line. Dawson, low snap. It goes to the ground, and he picks it up and is able to get the pass off, but it is an incomplete pass. It's his intended target was number 22, Jaden Tyson. And once again, Dawson, whenever he tries to have a pass play, it's always a bad snap that's kind of messing him up.
Again, though, that shows how mature Cole Dawson is. Look at him. He recovers the ball. He gets back in the pocket, and that's something you want to see from a young quarterback that you still have another year with. And Cole being able to pull it off and actually get a good pass in, I mean, that's impressive on my from what I'm seeing.
I mean, I don't think that ball got in the air at all. I think it literally slid across the ground the whole time to him.
I know that, and that's talent right there.
So now that'll bring up 4th and 9 for the Rams as they'll prepare to punt the ball away. In the backfield ready to receive. That'll be Justin Cobb. Another bad snap.
They're going to return it.
And
Cobb drops it. Dropped.
And it's a dog power to see who came up with it.
Looks to be a flag on the play.
And North Lenoir is able to recover it. Woo! North Lenoir escapes that one. That could have ended up
That's
bad.
a close one. I don't know what the flag is on, though. I saw 2 fly out. Waiting to see what happened. I guess the penalty was declined.
I guess the refs just got a little antsy and maybe threw the flag out there.
I'm not too sure what happened.
But nonetheless, the Hawks offense is going to start this drive on the 50-yard line with 7:48 left to go in the third quarter.
Exactly. This is another opportunity for them to run the ball and really take advantage of the clock.
There's that 3-man back formation that we've been seeing all night long for the Hawks, and that's going to be Jelly Shackelford on the carry for the Hawks. His first carry of the night.
It's a good start to a drive that you want. You know, the ball's running, the clock's ticking. I mean, that's North Lenoir's motto all year: run the ball.
Gain of 4 on that previous play. That's going to make it 2nd and 6 on their Rams 46-yard line.
I know Coach Collins is happy. Like he said, any gain, you know, helps out.
They go back to that 3-man back formation that we've been seeing all night long for the Hawks. And this time,
looks like they're going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
that was Malik Jones on the carry, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yards on the play. And that's now going to bring up 3rd and 7 coming up for the Hawks. So another 3rd and long situation coming up on Greene Central's side of the field. And if you're the Hawks, you got to convert here.
Greene Central's defense has a good opportunity right here to try and capitalize, get the ball back into their offense. Who, in their defense, they could have had a good play. The ball slipped out of the receiver's hands, and
Suarez now pitches it over to the left side,
and it seems to be just short of a first down. But North Lenoir.
That was Aiden Kilpatrick on the play for the Hawks, and I was just about to say before that play got off, looks like 2-play territory, so it's going to be a 4th and short situation. Yep. Parker, I say you go for it.
Exactly. I mean, that's what they've been doing all night. I'm not sure how many 4th down conversions they've attempted, and we're going to look to see if they can get it right here. And North Lenoir is not scared. Let's put it at that.
And they are going to go for it 4th and 1. Actually, I would call it 4th and inches coming up.
Yeah, and look, that's another thing. They want to keep the defense out on the field, get them tired. They don't want them to have a refreshed defense.
Suarez keeps it himself on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to be able to convert for the first
got
down.
It.
So North Lenoir converts another first down, and I believe that might be their 2nd or 3rd 4th down conversion.
Yeah, North Lenoir has been doing good with that tonight. Again, just not showing any fear. They know this is a big game, big risk.
And they've been using that quarterback keeper a lot to their advantage.
Exactly. And Filippo, I mean, he's quarterback and running back. You know, he can do both. If he wants to keep the ball and coach lets him, he'll keep the ball running right up the field. I mean,
Suarez hands it off. It's going to be a run taken right up the middle for a short gain.
Short gain on the play.
Just to get things going on that first down. They're going to give them just about a yard there on that play to make it 2nd down and 9. 4:45 left to go in the third quarter. And North Lenoir's offense, you're starting to see they're going to their simple technique of controlling the run game and keeping that Greene Central defense out on the field. They've been out there for a while now. There's a typical formation. Suarez under center, 3-man back behind them.
And like we said, they're going to want to keep the defense out there.
Takes a snap. Rolling out to the right side.
Filippo's
That's
got the
going to be
ball.
Suarez himself, and he is going to get taken out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd and short situation coming up here for the Hawks with about 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
I don't think he made it out of bounds.
The clock is still running.
And there you go, North Lenoir running the ball again, keeping control over that clock. I mean, clock management is what they're known for, and they're proving it here tonight. Regardless if they're scoring, they are running the clock down.
3rd and 3 coming up for the Hawks. Ball on the 38-yard line. 3:40 left to go in the third quarter. What other formation would they line up in? And Suarez under center, 3-man back behind them, all lined up right beside each other. And a couple of Greene Central defenders almost jumped. They're trying to get them on that fake snap. Suarez will fake the first
drive
handoff.
up the middle.
Or actually, I thought he faked the first handoff, but he did give it to the original man. I'm telling you, North Lenoir's doing a great job of tricking not only Greene Central's defense, but us up here as well.
Exactly. It's hard to keep up to where the ball's going, but Greene Central's doing a good job of figuring out who's got the ball and stopping them before it gets out of hand. A couple times that North Lenoir has taken advantage of them being confused, but it hasn't happened much tonight. I think it's due to what the coach for Greene Central said. He's been making this team watch a lot of film and preparing for this game.
It was a loss of 1 on that previous play, so that's going to make it 4th and 4 on the 34-yard line. 2:40 left to go in the third quarter. Suarez will hand it off to Malik Jones, who is going to be stopped just short of the first down marker. And that will allow the Greene Central's offense to come back out on the field. And every time it looks like the Hawks are trying to run out to the outside, it's either been a 50-50 chance of it working. And just then, Greene Central was able to read that play well and get there to make the stop. So the clock is stopped at 2:33 remaining in the third quarter. Still tied up here at North Lenoir High School at 8 apiece. The Greene Central Rams defense gets a huge stop on a 4th and 4 play at the expense of the North Lenoir offense, and the Rams offense comes back out in the field led by junior quarterback Cole Dawson. He'll line up in the shotgun formation. Back over his right shoulder, 2-man spread out to the left, 2-man spread out to the right. He'll give it to the man in the back. He'll take it right up the middle and will be brought down immediately for a loss of yards on the play.
Again, and this game has been so focused on offense, so focused on defense. The offense isn't really allowed to do too much tonight on both sides, and it's interesting to watch. There's not a lot of adjusting going on. I mean, I know there's probably the coaches are trying to get something together, but everything that Greene Central and North Lenoir is doing on the offensive side is just stopped by the defense, and it's impressive.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Rams. Ball on the 35-yard line. They go back to the exact same formation as they were before. Dawson, there's the snap. He'll hand it off to Pagan. Pagan rolling out to the left side, and he's going to be brought up and tackled down just shy of the 35-yard line. And instead of going forwards, they move backwards once again on that play.
He tried to get back up to the line of scrimmage just there at the end, but he just wasn't able to, still resulting in a loss of yards. That's good recognition from North Lenoir's defense.
And we were giving praise to Greene Central's defense and how well they were reading the plays well. North Lenoir's defense is responding just back. I mean, that's really what this game has been mostly all night long. Hey, if you can do this, we can do it better. It happened with Greene Central scoring first, converting with 2-point conversion. North Lenoir answered back, converting with 2-point conversion, and now we're starting to see it on defensive sides of the ball.
Exactly, and it's just an impressive game from both sides of the field.
3rd and long situation for the Rams. Cole Dawson, empty backfield. He's looking to throw this time. One-on-one situation, and it's going to be up and out of the hands of Pagan, who they were trying to get the ball into. Actually, that was Akeviel Smith on the pass attempt, but North Lenoir's defense able to break that up.
Impressive coverage there by North Lenoir's defense. Their quarterback, Cole Dawson's not left with a bunch of options, and he kind of threw it up there and was hoping for the best. It was a 50-50 ball, and they just weren't lucky there.
Another thing that Jim Collins has also said has been tremendously improved this year is his linebackers and safeties and quarterbacks. And so far, every time Cole Dawson has attempted a pass play, those safeties and quarterbacks have been all over those Greene Central receivers breaking up the pass.
Again, North Lenoir's ability to adjust to Greene Central's offense with how random it could be. You never really know if they're going to pass. They're doing a great job. And Greene Central is doing the same, too, on their defensive side. I mean, I'm struggling keeping up with the ball. I know they are.
Justin Cobb is in the backfield about the 35-yard line to receive for the Hawks, and The Greene Central defense or punt team is moving back.
Looked to be a penalty on the play, I guess.
They were penalized 5 yards. So that'll move them back closer to the end zone and help North Lenoir a little bit and where they can return this punt from. It is Justin Cobb, the lone man in the backfield to receive, or the lone man downfield, I should say, to receive for the Hawks. There's a snap, high punt. And now he's going to be forced to run, and now he finally gets the punt off. And Cobb just going to let it go behind him. That's going to take a major roll down to the 15-yard line of Greene Central. So here we are, about 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter, where North Lenoir will take over on their own 15-yard line. And Parker, with North Lenoir getting this ball with 37 seconds left to go, I can go ahead and tell you what they're about to do. They're about to try and stay out there as long as they can, especially when this thing changes over to the fourth quarter.
Exactly, and that's what North Lenoir's been good at doing all year, just keeping the defense out there, tiring them out, and really capitalizing on where they see weaknesses in that tired defense. And, I mean, again, it's been working for them all year, and you got to capitalize on those moments.
Well, let's see what the Hawks offense does here as they get ready to go to work against the Greene Central defense. Suarez lines up under center in an empty backfield. He will now hand it off, and the runner will try to get up the middle and cut to the left side. Will be brought down, but I believe a face mask penalty is about to be called against the Greene Central defense. We'll await the official call. And it is a face mask penalty, so that's going to help North Lenoir gain some yards after what was not too successful of a run play there. .30 seconds remain exactly here in the third quarter, as the North Lenoir offense will take a stroll up after the face mask penalty.
Definitely helps North Lenoir's field positions here at the end of the third quarter.
So the ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. The clock is running, 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Now it's time for North Lenoir to capitalize on that penalty, unfortunately, on Greene Central.
And you know what? If I'm a high school football coach, you know what I do here? I attempt a pass play, but it's North Lenoir, so we
aren't expecting a pass play.
We have a good idea of what they might be doing, but they're just going to let the clock run out here. The North Lenoir players are holding up 4 fingers in the air, and that is the end of the third quarter, as it is still tied at 8 apiece. And ladies and gentlemen, for those tuning in, sit back, relax, buckle your seatbelts. We have a great finish coming up here, I do believe. And while we have a break here, we want to thank our spectacular News crew for helping us have this live stream up and running. We want to thank Brandon Potter, Chris Decker, Travis Town, Cameron Decker, Najee Cobbs, along with Magic Mile Media and News owner, the man himself, BJ Murphy, and then another couple guys that we want to say thank you for helping make this live stream what it is the Lenoir County Public Schools Superintendent Brent Williams, Assistant Superintendent Nick Harvey, North Lenoir High School Principal Gil Respis, Lenoir County Public School Network Engineer Cameron Decker and Chris Decker, North Lenoir High School Athletic Director Jackson Massey, and North Lenoir High School Head Coach Jim Collins and his wife Chrissy Collins. So Parker, as we get ready to enter the final quarter here of this ball game, not a lot has changed since the very beginning, but what would you say needs to happen to make sure that we really just break that 8 off the scoreboard and a team scores here in the fourth quarter that could potentially win the game, honestly?
I don't like to say it much, but I think Greene Central obviously got a little lucky when it came to their first touchdown of the game, but they got it. North Lenoir, and they had a great drive then in the first quarter, resulting in their touchdown. They've tried to do the same thing throughout the game, both teams, but both defenses have adjusted. It's a defensive game tonight, guys, and
that's what both coaches expected as play has resumed here at North Lenoir High School. It was a run play by the Hawks to get little to loss of yards on the play.
But going back to that conversation, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what they could change. If you stay with the run game, Greene Central's been adjusting. North Lenoir has been adjusting on both sides.
It looks like they're just going to keep going with what's been working for them and just hope that sooner or later that they'll be able to get lucky and score a touchdown here.
Exactly. I mean,
2nd and 11 after a 1-yard loss on that previous play. Ball on the 34-yard line for the Hawks. Swabbers will keep himself on the quarterback keeper, rolling out to the left side. He's getting some good tackles. He's now at the 40, at the 35, still going. He's dragging some Greene Central defenders behind him before he's finally not out of bounds, but not before he gets past half field and before he gets the first down for the Hawks.
And that's another example of finding out what works. North Lenoir has been struggling with it. Greene Central's offense has been struggling with it because his defense have been able to adjust so well. But North Lenoir is capitalizing. Greene Central's been capitalizing. It's just kind of, it's blow for blow at this point. You know what I mean?
And that kind of run just shows what a senior quarterback looks like, not giving up and actually pulling defenders behind him. I'm sure Jim Collins should not be more proud of his quarterback on that last play.
Exactly, fighting for every yard.
It does get the Hawks a first down where they are now in Greene Central territory on the 48-yard line.
Good field position for North Lenoir.
They go back to that typical formation of Suarez underneath the center, the 3-man back, and as they hand the ball off to number 5, that was Jelly Shackelford on the carry, but he got little to nowhere, and they actually lost yards on that play. So -2 on the play is what we're hearing. And that will now bring it to 2nd and 13. Ball right on the 50-yard line.
North Lenoir lined up in that same position.
Suarez is looking to throw this time, and he's going to have a man wide open.
He's got the pass completed. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you just witnessed the 6th thrown pass of North Lenoir's season.
And he connects with 5'10 senior number 12, Landon Shackelford, to get the first down for the Hawks. So Filippo Suarez going 1 for 2 once again in pass plays. That's so weird to say, 1 for 2 on a pass play.
I know. That's actually the first complete pass of the night right there.
There is a flag down, but it's against the Rams. It's a roughing the passer penalty called against the Rams defense, so that's going to move the Hawks offense up a little more. So Parker now gets tricky. Don't get me wrong, the Hawks are in great position, but keep in mind there's only 10:02 left to go in this game, and now you're on the Greene Central's 38-yard line. If you're Jim Collins here, you're trying to chew time off the clock, but it's going to be hard to do because, you don't want to get backed up in too many 3rd and long or 4th and long situations.
Exactly.
But it is 1st and 10 actually on Greene Central's 28-yard line.
Yeah, due to the penalty, they were able to get up better field position.
So Filippo Suarez lines up under center, 3-man behind him in the backfield. He'll hand it off, and that's going to be
it's another good run.
That's going to be Malik Jones has been a huge carrier for the Hawks through the night. That's another good run, just close to the first down mark as he was able to escape by breaking out to the left side of the field and get some space there. And we have a Ram defender that is slow to get up. That is Zakeviel Smith that was shaken up after that play.
Again, we don't want to see
but
players
he is
go
up
down.
And walking over towards the sideline, talking with his teammates. And
I think since he was down, he has to go out of the game for at least a play.
Yeah, he is walking over to the sideline with the trainer. Nonetheless, after that great run play by Malik Jones, it is 2nd and 2 for the Hawks on the Greene Central's 28-yard line. 9:37 left to go here in the ball game, all tied up at 8-8. And Parker, we haven't seen this in a while here in this football game, where this Hawks offense is starting to roll and get some momentum.
Exactly. Again, keeping the defense on the field for a long period of time and taking advantage of that. And that's what North Lenoir's doing right now.
Filippo Suarez checks his 3 backs behind him. He's not going to keep it himself or another quarterback keeper. And I'll
He
tell you
gets the
what,
first
Felipe
down.
Suarez is just impressive with his grind and terror attack that he is doing on this quarterback keeper, and also the assistance that his offensive line has given him to convert the first down and get more off that play.
Exactly. He's just another good example of a senior taking charge and leading his team to a victory, and that's what you want to see from a good, experienced quarterback like Filippo.
And taking charge, no pun intended. Like he was
Yeah,
really charging
he's
through
really
that
charging
defensive
down
line.
the field.
So 1st and 10 now for the Hawks. Ball on the 15-yard line. They're knocking on Greene Central's door here as they are looking to finally break this 8-8 halt that we have seen since the start of the first quarter. Suarez will now hand it off. That is going to be, once again, I believe that was number 5, Jelly Shackelford on the carry. Great run play there. As now the Hawks are inside the 10-yard line. They are now entering the red zone. 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball on the 9-yard line. Just about 8.5 left to go in this ball game. All tied at 8.
Yep. Greene Central's defense is really going to have to stand up here and try and hold North Lenoir out of the end zone.
And Greene Central's defense is just all discombobulated as can be, and Jay Wilson's going to call a timeout to talk things over.
Exactly. Again, North Lenoir taking advantage of that defense. They've been on the field for a good amount of time now just because North Lenoir is running that clock down, taking advantage of that defense. That's what they've been doing all year, and they're just going to stick with it like normal.
Real quick, while we have a break in action, we want to thank our sponsors for making this live stream of the News Game of the Week happen. The News Game of the Week is presented by Magic Mile Media Screen Printing. And we also want to thank our sponsors in part by Lenoir Community College and Downey's Protection System. And we also want to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in tonight and watching this live stream. Be sure to like, share, and comment and let us know who you're rooting for. And right now, the fans are on their feet, especially on the north side. We have some Greene Central fans on their feet too, but they know that their defense has to come up big here as the North Lenoir Hawks have the ball on the 9-yard line with 8:26 left to go in this ball game, and they are knocking on that back door of the Greene Central end zone.
Exactly. This is a good opportunity for North Lenoir, and with that timeout, they did have the whole offense over there. They can really get a play drawn up to try and get this touchdown right here. The crowd's going crazy.
Suarez lines up, 3 men in the backfield behind him. And he will give the handoff to Najee Kuntz.
And it looks to be another touchdown.
Or, excuse me, that was Malik Jones on the carry, but Malik Jones is stopped just short after the run right up the middle. And the ball will be on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal on the 1 for the Hawks. And this Hawks offense has Greene Central's back up against the wall here. I'm hearing some fans in the crowd yell, hurry up, but there's no need for doing that. When the clock is running, you're now at 8 minutes remaining in the ball game, and you're on the 1-yard line, and North Lenoir taking their precious time to get to the ball.
Exactly. They don't have any worry in the world right now. Just
They
taking
now
their time.
have 4-man lined up in the backfield behind Felipe Suarez, and Felipe Suarez on the quarterback keeper is going to drive
And
in.
he gets
Touchdown for the
North
Hawks.
Lenoir.
Felipe Suarez on his 2nd quarterback keeper for the touchdown tonight is able to drive his way right through that defensive line of the Greene Central Rams and finally break this 8-8 margin that we had seen since the beginning of the first quarter here.
Exactly. It kind of hypens the momentum for North Lenoir, and, you know, I think it motivates Greene Central's offense. They want to come in and try and back up.
And this is interesting now. The North Lenoir offense is going to stay out there on the field, and they're going to convert for 2.
Then again, you want every advantage you can take over the other team, and that's what they've been doing. This whole night's been full of risk for North Lenoir, and they're just going to stick with it.
And this will be huge if they gain this 2-point conversion here.
Exactly. If Greene Central is able to score, they would be forced to get the 2-point conversion as well.
And Jim Collins is going to call a timeout to talk things over with his team, so we have a pause here in the broadcast, but Parker.
Let's see if we can get a hashtag News score update. Doesn't seem to be anything right now. I was hoping we'd have.
And at this moment, I'm getting told that we are currently at 136 viewers, which is awesome.
We
for the
appreciate
first
you
ever
guys
Facebook
so much.
live stream of the News Game of the Week. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tell people to keep tuning in as we were up for a great finish here at North Lenoir High School with 7:44 left to go. North Lenoir up 14-8 with a 2-point conversion pending. Parker, take it away with the new score updates.
We have the Washington at Kinston High game. Washington's currently up 14-6 with 2:25 left in the third quarter, and that was updated 9 minutes ago by our good friend Bud Hardy.
So the Washington Pan Pack is looking to pack out an upset here against the Kinston High Vikings. The Vikings currently 2-2 for the season.
Exactly, and it's early in conference play, so you're going to see a bunch of upsets throughout
with
conference.
With conference play comes a whole new season pretty much.
Exactly.
Here comes a 2-point conversion for the Hawks. Felipe Suarez keeps it once again. He sneaks into the end zone to make it good on the 2-point conversion. North Lenoir now up 16-8. Felipe Suarez is having the game of his life. 2 touchdown keepers for 2 quarterback keepers for the touchdown, and now gains that 2-point conversion for the Hawks and now put them up by 8 against the Greene Central Rams. Parker, how impressive has he looked to you tonight?
I mean, look, he's taken that role as leader of the team, and you can see that it's evident. Like I said, he's literally charging through this Greene Central defense. But not only just him, we got to shout out everyone else on that offense. I mean, you got Najee Kuntz showing in tonight. Let's see,
Malik Jones, another contributor for the Hawks run game, and also number 5, Jelly Shackelford has been getting some touches tonight, getting some good gains for the Hawks.
And Aiden Kilpatrick.
All big contributors for this Hawks offense as number 20, Malik Moore, prepares to kick it away to the Rams, who have 3 men in the backfield ready to receive. 7:44 left to go here in this ball game. The North Lenoir crowd is fired up. There's the kick, and that is a line drive. Great kick. Now it's going to go into the hands of Perry Tingen, who will take it for the Rams. Has some space, and he's going to be wrapped up and stopped at the 20-yard line of the Hawks. I'll tell you what, another thing that's been so impressive from North Lenoir this year compared to last year is their kicking game.
Oh, yeah, with them bringing on Trey Kivett. Never played football before until this year, and now he's been practicing. He's really been putting in the time and effort to try and make his kicking game great, and that's what he's been doing. I mean, he's had a good season so far kicking.
He hasn't had a PA attempt tonight, but I'm sure he does not mind that as his Hawks are up 16-8 over the Greene Central Rams, who had the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 7:39 left to go in the game.
Now it's time to see what Greene Central will do. Looking back, oh, it's a run play. Okay.
Run play to Pagan, who gets little to nowhere on that play. And that's going to bring up, he only gets 1 gain of yards on that play, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 coming up with the clock running. 7:15 left to go in the ball game. Greene Central has it on their own 20. Dawson coming over from the sideline after receiving the call.
Again, it's interesting to see what Greene Central will do here and how North Lenoir's defense will react.
The Rams will spread out 3 receivers to the left side, 1 lone receiver to the right. A man just over the shoulder of Dawson. Dawson looking to pass, and he is sacked by the North Lenoir defense.
Wow.
Great job once again with that North Lenoir defense coming up strong.
And again, Cole Dawson, I mean, he recovered it in the backfield, but North Lenoir was just able to get to him before he could get anything off. And again, like I've mentioned, that North Lenoir defensive line is something scary. You don't want it coming for you.
And that was defensive tackle Chris Russell who came up with that sack, and Chris Russell in that Southern Wayne game against North Lenoir came up with 2 big field goal blocks to save the Hawks from having their undefeated streak broken. He comes up big once again. 3rd and 13 now for the Rams. Ball on the 20-yard line. 6 minutes left to go. Dawson looks to throw again. Pushes up in the pocket. He overthrows it. And that ball might have been picked off.
Trying to see.
No, they said his knee was down, but that was almost a huge play for the North North defense once again, but it does not matter because it is 4th and 13 for the Rams coming up here.
They're looking like they're not going to go for it and punt the ball off, which I guess is a smart decision. You know, you don't want to give North Lenoir that field position if you don't convert, but
the intended receiver for that pass was number 22, Jaden Tyson. On coverage for the Hawks was number 7, Justin Cobb, who's getting things done both offensively and defensively.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, it is 4th and 13 for the Rams. Ball on the 20-yard line. They will be punting it. Cobb is back to receiving. He'll actually move up just a little bit. It will be a short kick. And
well, actually, it
the
gets a
Hawks
good
are just going to
bounce.
let it roll back. And that's not a bad move, as it's probably going to stop at the 35-yard line of the Hawks.
Good kick from Greene Central right there. And now North Lenoir is going to try and do what they do best, and that's run the clock out, control it.
And that's
especially with the lead they have, that's what they're going to want to do.
And that's part of that strategic football that's been working out so well for North Lenoir. Don't try to return the ball. Just let it take some bounces, and it falls all the way back on the 35-yard line. 5:44 left to go. And the way North Lenoir plays, they're going to try to chew the clock out and end the game right here on this drive.
Yeah, and Greene Central's defense really needs to step up here. They've been doing good all night, holding out. Hopefully them being on the sideline for a little bit will help them out. Again, they just got to try and stop that run game from North Lenoir, stay on their feet, and like they've been doing this whole game.
So the Hawks offense start their drive. Filippo Suave, it's hands off to number 4, Najee Kuntz, and Kuntz will get the ball to about the 40-yard line for a gain of 5. Not a bad run play there. Clock is running 5:25. The Hawks are up 16-8 over the Greene Central Rams. 2nd and 5, ball on the 35-yard line. And Greene Central's defense has to get a 3-and-out here or force a turnover and get that turnover chain to show for the first time tonight.
Exactly. They haven't been able to flex it tonight. And, I think that was something they were looking forward to doing against North Lenoir, but I'm not sure what's going to happen.
5 minutes remain exactly in this ball game. Ball on the 40-yard line of the Hawks. 2nd and 5. Suarez under center. He'll hand it off to number 23, Malik Jones. And Malik Jones gets a good carry. He takes it right up the middle and gets it past the first down marker just short of the 50-yard line.
If you're a Greene Central fan, this is something you don't want to see. But again, North Lenoir has been wearing this defense down over the night, keeping them on the field for long periods of time, and that's what happens whenever North Lenoir controls the clock like they're doing tonight.
If you're a Greene Central Rams fan, you want to put your rally caps on as the clock is rolling. As we are now at 4.5 remaining in this ball game. North Lenoir just received a first down. They now have the ball on about the 48-yard line for a 1st and 10. Suarez under center. He now has 2 backs behind him. He'll give the handoff right to the man, and he'll take it right to the 50-yard line before he stopped. The clock is running still. We are now at 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. 2nd and 7.
I was about to say, you don't have to worry about North Lenoir rushing anything. They're just going to take their time and roll with it. And
looking at one lone Greene Central defender, all he is doing is just watching the clock as it is running down. He's starting to realize that if there was a chance for Greene Central to score a touchdown, even convert on a 2-point conversion to tie it up, it is running out quickly as there are now 3:38 remaining in this ball game. 2nd and 7 for the Hawks. Ball on the 49-yard line. Suarez under center, 2 backs behind him. He'll give it to the second man. That'll be Najee Kuntz, who will roll out to the left side but gets brought down immediately. But gets it just past the 50-yard line, and now a timeout is being called. And that is going to stop the clock. With 3:18, that is Greene Central calling a timeout there.
Which is what you need to do. You have I think you have 1 timeout left for Greene Central now, though.
And while we have a timeout here, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors real quick for helping this broadcast be possible. We want to thank Magic Mouse Screen Printing Company. They're a customer service-focused apparel screen print and design shop based in downtown Kinston. They specialize in screen print apparel and high-quality designs for business, non-profit organization, school, churches, bands, charity events, and more. They can use your artwork, or their in-house graphic artists will work with you to produce a one-of-a-kind design for your apparel and your brand. And we also want to thank our sponsors in part by LCC. The North Community College Quick Job Program provides training so you can get to work in less than 6 months. And because LCC partners with area employers, you can find not only a job but a lifelong career. To learn about quick jobs, call 252-527-623, extension 714, or remote at northcc.edu/quick jobs. And we also want to thank Down East Protection System for being another sponsoring partner. Has players in.
He's broken
and
through.
Northmore has a
He's
break.
broken through.
And there goes Najee Coots on the carry, and the Hawks score. And I couldn't even get that last sponsor out of my mouth before Najee Coots took off and ran for the horses to score for the Hawks. And that might just be the nail in the coffin here in this ball game.
I was about to say, we probably just got the dagger right there. The only thing Greene Central can do now is come out on the field and try and get things done. North Lenoir has been stopping them all night, and I think if they were to do something, it's got to be now or never.
And once again, the Hawks offense is staying out on the field. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion to really put the dagger in the coffin.
I was about to say, that's going to be more time off the clock for Greene Central to try and do something.
And that's strategic football being played by Jim Collins. Don't send the field goal unit out there. Run a play, get some more time off the clock.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what the Hawks are going to do. 22-8 for the Hawks in their favor. 2-point conversion pending. Suarez keeps it once again on the quarterback keeper. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down and will not convert on that 2-point conversion. But it does not matter because the Hawks have extended their lead to 22-8 with 3:13 remaining. And the crowd is starting to come alive as North Lenoir principal Jim Collins is running with the North Lenoir football flag. And he is getting the fellow Hawk crazes into it who are going wild after the North Lenoir Hawks have extended their lead to 14 here.
While we have a second, we're going to go to the News scores on our Twitter page. With 11:23 to go in the fourth, Washington is now beating Kinston High 21-6, and we have a final for the Jones senior team as they lost 63-0 against Pinetown Northside. Again, we'd like to thank our members of our team, Rudy Coggins and Bud's Photography, for keeping us updated on Twitter. Thanks, guys.
Along with Junius Smith III. And I tell you what, the crowd has come alive here in the Swamp this Friday night as North Lenoir maybe 3 minutes away from remaining undefeated and improving to 6-0. And you look at that North Lenoir sideline, all the coaches, all the players are throwing their hands up, getting the crowd to make some noise here because they know that this defense has the possibility to shut this game out and secure a win for the Hawks.
It's all up to Greene Central's offense and seeing their young quarterback try and stand up and drive this team down.
There's a kick by Michael Moore, and the kick is going to go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, so that is going to cause a flag to come out on the play, and that is not a great way to start for this North Lenoir's defense, as now Greene Central is going to get to move up on the field after that kick rolled out of bounds.
Exactly. They need to take advantage of this field position.
And if you're Greene Central here, you're going to have to start going to the hurry-up offense. You can't mess around with the run game anymore. Cole Dawson, he's got a couple of pass attempts in, but he's going to have to get a lot more if Greene Central wants a chance to get back into this ball game.
I was about to say, this is Cole Dawson's time to shine. The ball's being moved up a little bit more for Greene Central as they're starting around the 35-yard line. Cole Dawson back to pass. Pass was complete, and he's still running.
And Greene Central was able to get the ball down to the 40-yard line after a great pass play to number 3.
That's exactly what you want right there.
Ezekiel Pagan on the play.
Like I said, that's exactly what you want from Greene Central. a quick pass play, get it up the field, and get in the end zone.
And just like that, Greene Central has the ball in North Lenoir territory. 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. North Lenoir up 22-8. Dawson drops back. He's looking to pass once again. He'll now throw a slot pass to the left side.
It's another first down for Greene Central.
He'll collect with Pagan once again, I do believe, but that is going to be a first down for the Rounds. And the receiver was knocked out of bounds, so that does, or actually it was not. The clock is resuming.
Exactly.
2:43 left to go in this ball game. Dawson lines up. Shotgun formation. Back over his right shoulder. He'll look to pass. He's now going to roll to the right side. He'll throw away. Quick pass.
Interception by North Lenoir.
And that is Logan Bigler coming up strong for the Hawks, and he takes it all the way down to the Greene Central 42-yard line. Huge play for the North Lenoir defense with 2:25 left to go in this ball game.
You know what, though, Graham? It's moments like this Cole Dawson is going to look back on, and it's going to make him improve his game even more.
And for Greene Central, I mean, they had a great start to that drive. I mean, they got the ball in North Lenoir territory in just 2 plays. But just a bad read by Cole Dawson, and that's probably going to give him nightmares tonight as Logan Bigler was able to come up with a huge interception.
Exactly. Like I said, nights like tonight, Cole Dawson's going to look back and try and improve his game. Next year, that's going to be a threat.
But knowing the quarterback that Cole Dawson is, he's definitely going to start watching film tomorrow to realize what he could have done better in this ball game. But
exactly.
If we're being honest, this ball game's not over. There is 2:25 left to go. North Lenoir is up 22-8, and they do have the ball on the 43-yard line. But now it just comes down to, can the Greene Central defense get this North Lenoir offense off the field? And Filippo Suarez on the quarterback keeper is just going to drive it right down the middle, down the North Lenoir or down the Greene Central's defense throat, and get the ball at about the 39-yard line. And the clock is running here for the North Lenoir Hawks.
And that's another thing North Lenoir is going to do. You're going to want to get it out of their hands quick.
2 minutes remaining in this ball game. North Lenoir up 22-8. Ball on the 39-yard line. 2nd and 6 for the Hawks.
And here goes North Lenoir to line up the ball.
Here comes North Lenoir regaining the drive. Suarez underneath. They go back to that regular formation of 3 backs behind them. And Filippo Suarez, once again, another quarterback keeper, is just driving it down the throats of the Greene Central defenders.
A couple pushes there, even after the whistle was blown.
A little extracurricular activity going on in the field. I guess some players just asking what their plans are for tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. I mean, you know, tension's real high like this. You don't want to lose. And, I mean, I understand where Greene Central's coming from. A little push there. It's frustration. But you also don't want this thing to get ugly. Exactly. We want to keep a clean game. Like we said, we want to keep everyone wants to be healthy. We hope best for both teams. And so we're getting an official spot on the ball, and they are going to give the first down to North Lenoir. Yep. It's up to Greene Central right now to just try and get this stop. I mean, there's still a little bit of hope right there. The odds are against them. And this Greene Central's defense has to come up big here as the clock is rolling. 1:15 left to go in the ball game. North Lenoir 22, Greene Central 8. 1st and 10 for the Hawks on the 34-yard line. Big play right now for Greene Central on the defensive side. They've been able to hold them all night. But it looks like they're taking a knee. North Lenoir is going to take a knee as they are in victory formation. The clock is running. 50 seconds remaining. And if you live in the town of LaGrange or you're a part of the Wheat Swamp community, you're a member of the Hawk Crazy, you might want to go ahead and start celebrating as North Lenoir is just 40 seconds away from improving to 6-0 for the first time in program history. Exactly. This team has made history this year, and they love it, especially the fans and the school itself. North Lenoir goes back into victory formation. Once again, they'll take another knee, and that'll pretty much do it here at North Lenoir as Gil Respis is running down in front of the Hawk Crazies, and the fans are starting to show their appreciation for how hard their North Lenoir team has worked.
and for more history that has been created in Parker, it's just unbelievable to think that a year ago this team did not win a single football game as the clock hit 0. And North Lenoir has defeated the Greene Central Rams by a final score of 22-8. And North Lenoir has improved to 6-0 for the first time in program history. That's what I was going to say. Did not win a single game last year, and they are now 6-0 for the first time in program history and start off conference play with a win.
You know, coming into this game, you know, like I said, I didn't know what the result was going to be. We discussed this game prior to it, and it was like, you know, either Greene Central's got this, North Lenoir's got this, but it ended up just being North Lenoir running the clock down and keeping the defense on the field.
And you got to give credit where credit's due to head coach Jay Wilson and his supporting coaching staff and his Greene Central Rams, as the North Lenoir Hawks and Greene Central Rams are going through the lineup, shaking hands with one another.
And that's showing respect right there for both sides.
They came in here 2-2 after great 2 games, and they didn't play that bad of a game. It's just that North Lenoir had a couple of big breakout plays on the run game to get them where they need to be and come up with this win. But if you're Jay Wilson and this Greene Central team, whether you had won or lost this game tonight, it's easy to say this Greene Central program is headed in the right direction. You cannot say that's not correct.
Oh, you're right here. You know, North Lenoir, they've just had a great season. I think Greene Central just needs to learn from their mistakes this game. Like I said, both defenses were able to hold off and stop all the offense for those the second and third quarter. There was no scoring up here until the fourth quarter, and you can just tell Greene Central's defense was getting a little tired, and that's just what North Lenoir is going to do to you. They're going to run you out, and they're going to
as the Hawk Crazies are storming the field to celebrate with their North Lenoir team. After all, they have created history once again here tonight, improving to 6-0 for the first time in program history, and they might have to shut down the town LaGrange here tonight. And that's what high school football is all about for those football players, being able to celebrate with their fans and their friends in the student section. This is definitely going to be a night that they do not ever forget. And for the North Lenoir Hawks, they will improve to 6-0 for the first time in program history, 1-0 in conference play. For the Greene Central Rams, they will drop to 2-3 and start off conference play 0-1. As North Lenoir next week will be traveling on the road to take on the Washington Pan Pack.
A team that is actually, if we can get a news scores update right now with 7:53 left in the fourth. Kinston High has scored. It is now 21-14. So Kinston High still has the opportunity to come back and win that game. It's just that was 7 minutes ago, so there's no telling what's going on right now. But Kinston High still has a chance over there.
The Greene Central Rams will be on the road next week as they'll go back into non-conference plays. They'll be having a makeup game that was canceled due to Hurricane Dorian as they'll take on the North Pitt Panthers. But like we said, once again, if you're Jay Wilson and this Greene Central team, your program's headed in the right direction.
Hey, guys, I'm going to come up here with you just for a second or two.
And we're now being joined by one of our producers, Brandon Potter. And Brandon, we just want to say thank you so much for helping this live stream be possible.
You're so welcome, Graham. That's what I wanted to talk about really quickly as we shut down our coverage.
So
here.
you're saying the broadcasters get to be interviewed for once?
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Wow, what a privilege.
I just want to tell a quick little story about how all this started. You guys, the initial idea was for you guys to cover football this season. You guys wanted to commentate. You guys wanted to cover them together. We had like 6 or 7 games of the week, and you went out and you got some sponsors, and you worked really hard. You did all the legwork. You didn't quite get as many sponsors as you would have liked, but we talked to BJ Murphy, and we said, hey, I think we've got enough. And we've got the equipment. We can make it happen if we get the school to work with us. And I think we can still make this thing work. And I think we pulled it off, guys. We've got a long list of people to thank, and I want to thank them personally, real quick. Where's our list that we had?
You want to take the sponsors?
I just want to do the
list of absolutely.
Folks.
Let's thank our News production team real quick, and also some other special guys that helped make this game possible. We'll let you take it away first with our shout-outs for the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. LCPS Superintendent Brent Williams, Assistant Superintendent Nick Harvey, North Lenoir High School Principal Gil Respis, LCPS Network Engineer Cameron Decker. Chris Decker also helped us yesterday getting a rock-solid internet connection so that we could do this. The athletic director Jackson Massey, North Lenoir High School head coach Jim Collins, and Christy Collins. Thanks so much to everyone for being so open to us and welcoming and letting us give this a try. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Guys, you did a phenomenal job. I'm so proud of you.
My first ever broadcast.
That's
right
what
here.
this was all about, was making this dream come true for you guys and making a little bit of history tonight. So great job, everyone. Great job to my guys over here on the side, Travis. And tell me your name again, man. Najee. Travis and Najee did a fantastic job tonight keeping the camera on the ball, and that was a lot of fun, guys. So awesome. I'll let y'all close it out, okay? Great job.
One thing I just want to say, this is very special to me personally. Yesterday was 3 weeks removed from jaw surgery, my first broadcast in about 6 months. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be doing this year. I told myself that I kind of wanted to take a break this year and really focus on school, but I kind of realized that this is something that I really want to do for the rest of my life. There's no need in taking a break. And after doing this broadcast, man, all I can say is life's good, man. You can't beat it. Can't beat it with a stick. Glory to God. And I'm just so happy that I got to do it with one of my best friends from high school, Parker Mitchell, man.
Look, this is my first time doing anything like this. I mean, I had a couple shakeups here and there, but
we'll watch film ourselves just like a football team and improve.
Exactly. Watch our tape later on. But I just want to thank everybody for helping me out. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous coming in this game, but everyone was motivating everyone. We were all on the same energy, and it was fun to put together, and it was fun to broadcast to you guys live.
And before we close out with our sponsors, I want to ask, what was the official number of viewers we had tuning in at one point?
150 at one point. I know.
150.
Wow.
157. I just want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in to our first ever live stream of the Noose News Game of the Week. It was so much fun. Congratulations to head coach Jim Collins, his wife Christy Collins, his supporting coaching staff, and the North Lenoir Hawks for being 6-0 for the first time in program history. And you got to tip your hats off to Jay Wilson, his supporting coaching staff, and the Greene Central Rams for how hard they fought tonight. But one last time, let's go over the sponsors, the people who helped make this broadcast possible, and let's thank them. Magic Mile Screen Printing Company is a customer service-focused apparel screen print and design shop based in downtown Kinston, North Carolina. They specialize in screen printed apparel and high-quality designs for business, nonprofit organizations, schools, churches, bands, charity events, and more. They can use your artwork, or their in-house graphic artists will work with you to produce a one-of-a-kind design for your apparel and your brand.
They offer in-house design and proofing, and they have a wholesale accounts with a variety of vendors, allowing them to offer a large selection of shirt brands, styles, and colors. They can produce up to 4 color designs for front, back, sleeve, and chest pocket prints. Magic Mile Screen Printing Company works hard to produce the highest quality apparel with unique and original custom designs. Check them out at magicmilescreenprinting.com.
Lenoir Community College Quick Job Programs provides training so you can get to work in less than 6 months. And because LCC partners with area employers, you can find not only a job but a new lifelong career. Jobs currently in demand include heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, electrical wired, energy distribution system, manufacturing, truck driver training, and welding. Tuition assistance may be available as well as nationally recognized credential. It's a new year and a new you, Parker. Of course, you're a student at LCC.
Yep.
Let LCC empower you to get the job and career you've always hoped for. To learn about quick jobs, call 252-527-6223, extension 714, or enroll at lenoircc.edu/quickjobs. The News Game of the Week is sponsored in part by DEPS, Down East Protection Systems. Headquartered in Kinston, DEPS has been providing peace of mind to residential and commercial customers for over 30 years. Learn more about DEPS at www.depsnet.com or by calling 252-518-5160. That's depsnet.com, and tell DEPS Noose News sent you.
If you have not subscribed to the Noose newsletter, then you are missing out. It's free. It's in your inbox at 7 a.m., and it is full of today's headlines. Go to noosenews.com to subscribe now.
One more time, we
All
want to
right.
thank Lenoir County Public Schools Superintendent Brent Williams, Assistant Superintendent Nick Harvey, North Lenoir High School Principal Gil Respis, Lenoir County Public School Network Engineering Cameron Decker and Chris Decker, North Lenoir Head Coach Jim Collins and Chrissy Collins, and we also want to thank our new production team of Brandon Potter, Chris Decker, Travis Town, Najee Cobbs, Magic Mountain Media, and News owner BJ Murphy. Once again, the final score here in the Swamp at North Lenoir High School, North Lenoir 22, Greene Central 8. The North Lenoir Hawks improved to 6-0, 1-0 in ECC play for the first time in program history. Greene Central falls to 2-3, 0-1 in conference play. But one final time, final score, North Lenoir 22, Greene Central 8. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in to our first ever live stream of the News Game of the Week. Parker, was a fun one. Let's go celebrate ourselves.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap, y'all.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Good night.